Hello everyone, welcome back to Tarot. Thank you so much for always following and supporting the channel. The moment you come across this video is exactly the right time for you to receive its message. On this channel, I always bring you insights into the events that are about to unfold in your life. When you choose to embrace and believe in the positive, you're also aligning yourself with a parallel reality, one where your wishes have already come true. Today, through this tarot reading, I hope to help you unlock the possibilities of your future, guide you on your journey to love, and support you in manifesting your desires. The topic of today's reading is, what is your person thinking about you? Let's dive in and find out together. I've drawn 3 cards representing Pile 1, Pile 2, and Pile 3. Please listen to your intuition and choose the card you feel most drawn to. Then, click the corresponding timestamp in the video description to jump to your reading. Now, let's begin the session with those of you who have already made your selection. Hello, Pile 1. Thank you for your patience. Now, I will begin the reading for those of you who chose this pile. I hope this session brings you healing, new insights, and moments filled with love and warmth. The topic for today's reading is, what is your person thinking about you? First, I'll draw a card to understand the current state of your connection. The card representing your current dynamic is Nature. The first impression I receive is that, in the past, you may have felt uncertain or hesitant. But now it seems you are leaning clearly in one direction, as if you're saying to yourself, all right, I'm going to choose this path, or I'll go with this approach. Some of you may be in the process of reconnecting with yourselves, seeking to return to your most authentic self. You may no longer want to place so much focus on this person, nor let them influence your emotions or take up so much of your time. Instead, you're beginning to prioritize yourself, living in alignment with your true desires, seeking a space where you can simply be who you are, naturally and comfortably. Some of you may have already found your path, made a clear decision, or at least are headed in that direction. The overall energy suggests that many of you are now choosing to put yourselves first. And of course, this also includes the possibility that some of you are contemplating letting go and walking away from this connection. Let me draw a bit more to clarify the current situation. It seems there are 2 parallel dynamics unfolding. Some of you have already chosen to let go, while others are still caught in a tug-of-war, unsure whether to hold on or release this connection. There may have been conflicts or arguments between you and this person, creating emotional distance or coldness. But now, there's a tendency toward reconciliation, or at the very least, you've started considering a more positive path for yourself. In either case, what I'm sensing strongly is that, at this moment, you're acting in alignment with your true emotions. You've begun to put your own feelings first. You're choosing to stand by your inner truth and move forward from there, rather than remaining stuck in confusion or instability. I pulled another card, and this time it's the Ring, a wonderful card. Because the ring appeared together with the garden, it suggests that your connection with this person is becoming more open and spacious. The emotional atmosphere feels lighter, more refreshing. Some of you may have had disagreements with this person in the past, but now things have been resolved and the emotional weight has been lifted. For others, you've made a firm decision to honor and care for yourself more deeply, and because of that, you're consciously creating distance from this person or entering a phase of stepping away from the relationship. As I pulled these cards to understand the current dynamic, I noticed that your energy, your feelings and thoughts, came through very clearly and strongly. So now, I'd like to draw a few more cards to explore how your person is feeling. The card that reflects their current emotions is Be Willing to Compromise. A message that speaks quite clearly, let go of stubbornness. For those of you who have experienced conflict or tension with this person, this could be a sign that they're beginning to reflect on their own behavior. They may be realizing that holding on to pride or being too rigid is no longer serving them. They seem to be in a process of softening, of releasing the need to be right or to win, and that shift is helping ease the energy between the two of you. I pulled a few more cards to gain deeper insight into their emotional state. Here we have the 10 of Swords and the 4 of Swords. These 2 cards indicate that your person has been, or is currently, going through an intense period of exhaustion, both physically and emotionally. They may have recently experienced pain, heartbreak, or a personal setback that has forced them to stop, take a step back, and begin the process of healing. Overall, this suggests that they're in a phase where they need to release control, slow down, and recover from the pressure and emotional weight they've been carrying. Their feelings appear subdued, as though they're coming out of a prolonged period of inner turmoil or consciously stepping away from conflict, seeking instead a sense of peace and emotional balance in their connection with you. However, the cards representing your energy are incredibly positive. They show that you are genuinely turning inward, wanting to honor yourself more deeply, take better care of your well-being, and clarify the path you truly want to follow. It seems that you've made a decision and are now moving forward with a sense of direction that feels right to you. Meanwhile, your person appears to be in a state of self-reflection. They may be thinking, I was too stubborn, or I held on too tightly to something that didn't need to be forced. They're beginning to examine themselves from within. It's also possible they are dealing with physical or emotional challenges, and this is a time when they need to rest and heal. For them, this current phase feels like a necessary pause, a quiet moment to step back and reevaluate everything. The appearance of the Be Willing to Compromise card further supports the idea that they're starting to realize how tense and rigid they've been. There's a sense of regret surfacing, as if they're telling themselves, I shouldn't have acted that way. There's a softening energy in them now, a release, a willingness to ease the pressure. It feels as though they no longer want to be in conflict. Along with that comes a hint of remorse, as though they're thinking, I've made things far too heavy between us. It's likely that many of you watching this reading have gone through some kind of conflict or argument with this person. So to better understand the current dynamic between you, I drew another card, and the one that appeared is the Lovers. This card reveals that there are still genuine feelings between the two of you. Even if things appear distant or tense on the surface, deep down, both of you still think about each other. There is still love, still emotional attachment. For some of you, there may have even been a third party involved at some point, which brought confusion or instability to the relationship. Even so, the Lovers appearing in the upright position is a very positive sign. It suggests that there is still a strong bond between you. There's still mutual attraction. Especially from your person's side, they continue to feel drawn to you. There are moments when they can't help but feel captivated, emotionally stirred by your presence. The card speaks of temptation, but this temptation comes from you. You are the one who continues to move their heart. When they think about you, I sense a softening in them, as if something in their heart gives way. It could be a wave of insecurity, or perhaps a sense of guilt, like they're thinking, I messed up, or I made things worse than they needed to be. Regardless of the specifics, their thoughts keep returning to you. It feels almost uncontrollable. You're the image that keeps appearing in their mind. The cards that appeared are the 8 of Pentacles and the 10 of Cups in reverse. Once again, this points to a state of inner questioning on your person's part, wondering, am I okay as I am now? They seem to be confused about their own sense of self, questioning their worth, reflecting on how they've behaved, and where they truly stand in this relationship. There's an underlying uncertainty. If I keep going like this, will it be all right? And through it all, your image remains constant in their mind. They can't stop thinking about you. They can't deny those feelings, no matter how much they try. Next, I drew a card to explore their current feelings for you in this very moment. And the card that appeared is the Lovers once again. The repeated appearance of the Lovers speaks volumes. It shows that, in this present moment, their emotions for you are incredibly intense. This isn't just about fondness or longing. It's a deep, soul-level connection that they cannot ignore. Even if they're in the midst of confusion, lacking confidence, or retreating inward for healing, the love they feel for you remains strong and undeniably real. The feelings this person has for you are truly intense. Even when they try not to think about you, there are still unexpected moments throughout their day, while working or busy with personal matters, when your image suddenly surfaces in their mind. In those moments, they feel drawn to you, tempted by the emotions they still carry. Tempted might sound strong, but it's fitting. They can't resist being pulled into thoughts of you. Another prominent emotion that's surfacing is insecurity. The thought, do they hate me now? Seems to be haunting them. They feel as though maybe you no longer care. Maybe they said or did something wrong. They're in a state of inner turmoil, regretting their actions, and fearing that those missteps may have pushed you away. I drew one more card, and it was the Letter. If you're thinking, but I haven't contacted them, this doesn't necessarily refer to an actual letter. It could be a message, a comment, something you once said or did. This person is now replaying that moment in their mind, wondering, did that mean you stopped caring? Was that your way of quietly turning them down? Along with that came the Scythe card, a highly symbolic image. In this reading, the one holding the scythe is you. It suggests that you are the one in control now, the one who holds the power to sever this connection. And your person senses that very clearly. Perhaps you've stopped initiating contact, or you've expressed something with a firm, decisive tone enough to make them feel unsettled. They're now thinking, maybe you really do hate me. Maybe you've already chosen to let me go. Additionally, if they were the one who sent a message or said something to you, they're now regretting how they expressed themselves. They wish they had spoken differently, more gently, more clearly, more sincerely, because what they said, instead of bringing you closer, may have pushed you further away. At this moment, it's fair to say that they're deeply anxious. They're overwhelmed with insecurity, haunted by the thought, am I hated now? Are things beyond repair? The appearance of the be willing to compromise card further confirms this. It shows that they're beginning to see their own faults in the situation. They're aware, perhaps painfully so, that it was something they said or did that caused you to retreat from this relationship. And now, you've chosen to shift your attention inward, to care for yourself, to follow your own path. And it's precisely because they've noticed this shift in you that their sense of anxiety has grown stronger. They're afraid that, emotionally, you may already be drifting away. They fear they no longer hold that special place in your heart. The lingering thought, maybe they hate me now, continues to echo inside them. If you're thinking, but nothing serious ever happened between us. We never even fought, or we haven't even seen each other again, then the likely scenario is that this person has misunderstood something or has created assumptions in their mind based on small cues. It might be something you said, a gesture you made, or even a status you posted on social media. Even though you had no particular intention behind it, they perceived it as a sign that you were distancing yourself or losing interest. This is what led them to believe, maybe I'm no longer someone important to you. They're also carrying a deep sense of insecurity, as if they're thinking, you probably wouldn't even bother to look back at me anymore. I'm no longer someone you pay attention to. Then I pulled another card, King of Pentacles, reversed. In its upright position, the King of Pentacles represents someone calm, grounded, and steady, both materially and emotionally. But in reverse, it reveals that this person is now reflecting on their past behavior and realizing they may not have handled things well. Perhaps they were too rigid, overly controlling, or came across as arrogant. They might have seemed cold, emotionally distant, or acted in ways that made you feel hurt or unimportant. There's also a possibility that they're currently dealing with financial difficulties or experiencing pressure related to money, which could be affecting their mood and behavior. This stress may have caused them to lash out or speak harshly, even to those around them. And it's very likely that you picked up on these changes. You may have felt uncomfortable or instinctively pulled away to protect yourself. They're becoming aware of this now, and they're beginning to realize that their own actions and energy may have played a part in pushing you further away. I can clearly sense that the reversed King of Pentacles is speaking directly about this person, regardless of their gender. In this reading, they are the one represented by the card, while you are the one receiving their energy. This card reveals that they are quietly reflecting on their own behavior, both in how they treated you and in how they've been showing up as a person. Something within them is saying, I wasn't right back then. I wasn't my best self. A process of introspection is unfolding inside them, silent but deep. Next, I pulled a card to explore what this person truly wants from this relationship. But before diving into that, I want to touch on something important. It feels like you are now leaning strongly toward yourself. Many of you have made the decision, I will live for me. I will put myself first. To you, this relationship may have reached a point where it's okay to let go, or at the very least, you found peace in no longer needing to hold on. Some of you may have reconciled with this person, but many of you seem to be in a place of release. And it's this shift that's made them think even more. They are now consumed by reflection, remorse, and overthinking. They may be revisiting the past and realizing, I really wasn't good to them. I caused them pain. Then I drew a card to reveal what this person truly desires from the relationship, and the card that appeared was freedom. This is a powerful message. Looking at this card, the image instantly reminded me of Eren from Attack on Titan, someone who longs to break free from all chains, to escape every limitation, and to experience true freedom. In this reading, your person seems to carry a similar longing. They may be seeking a relationship where both individuals can fully be themselves, where there's no need to force anything just to keep the connection alive, no need to perform a role to meet someone else's expectations. What they want is a bond where both people are free to exist in mutual respect and understanding. It's also possible that they want to break free from the pressures they've placed on themselves, the guilt, the financial stress, the burden of their own expectations. And while they may still long to rebuild something with you, what they truly desire is to begin from a new foundation, one no longer weighed down by the past. A space where both of you can breathe, live honestly, and connect with each other through your most authentic emotions. Although the card speaks of freedom, if we think about the character Aaron, there's something even more profound to consider. Aaron wasn't just someone who fiercely craved freedom, he also carried a deep, emotional heart, filled with love for his friends and comrades. It was precisely because he cared so much, because he wanted to protect what he loved, that he eventually fell into extremity, becoming a complex and shadowed figure. And yet, at his core, he remained someone driven by loyalty and emotion. In that light, the appearance of the Freedom card here suggests that the person in this reading may be experiencing something quite similar. They feel trapped not by you, but by their own mindset, their beliefs, or the expectations they've placed on themselves. They want release, not from the connection, but from the mental constraints and self-imposed pressures that are weighing them down. What they long for is to be fully themselves, in the truest sense of the word. They wish to be seen and accepted as they are with all their light and all their shadows. They don't need someone perfect. What they desire is someone who can hold space for their imperfections and embrace the whole of who they are right now. From their side, this desire is deeply human, raw, and sincere. But from your perspective, upon hearing all of this, you might feel, isn't that a little selfish? You may think, why does everything have to revolve around him or her? Isn't that self-centered? And that reaction would be completely valid. Because from where you stand, what they seem to be asking for could come across as a demand to be indulged, to be accepted unconditionally without consideration for balance or mutual responsibility in the relationship. At the same time, there may be others among you who hear this and think, so that's how they've been feeling about me. I see now, they're struggling. They're torn inside. They want to be true to themselves. You might feel a quiet sense of understanding, even gratitude, for their honesty. Emotional reactions vary depending on the journey each of you has walked. But the clearest thing I can sense here is this. Your person is in the midst of profound inner conflict. They want freedom, but they also want to be loved. They don't feel good enough, yet they fear being rejected. And in the middle of all those swirling emotions, you, the one they can't stop thinking about, remain a central figure. You are both a longing and a fear. You are the one they wish for, and at the same time, the one they are afraid of losing. What this person is truly longing for right now is a sense of freedom, as if they're silently screaming, I want to be free. The message from the Freedom card strongly echoes the image of Aaron from Attack on Titan, a character deeply devoted to his family, someone who lived wholeheartedly for his friends, yet also carried within him a fierce and unrelenting desire to break free. At the same time, the Mountain card also appeared, symbolizing obstacles, emotional closure, and at times, a sense of isolation. This is not someone radiating the energy of open communication, connection, or social interaction. Quite the opposite, they seem to be retreating inward, finding solitude in order to face themselves honestly. They are in the process of dismantling long-held beliefs, stubborn patterns, and personal values that have kept them imprisoned for far too long. They may feel lost within the standards imposed by society, or even by their own expectations. And now, they want to break away from all of it. Alongside the fierce longing to be themselves, there is also a deep wish to be seen, to be acknowledged and valued for who they truly are. This is beautifully confirmed by the appearance of the Swallows, a card that represents communication, connection, and community. Despite their withdrawal, a part of them is still reaching out, still hoping for a bond where they can express their truth and be accepted in it. In the Lenormand system, the Swallows also symbolize social relationships, conversations, and interactions, whether in person or through social media. Even if they appear withdrawn on the outside, deep down, they still long for connection. They want a space, a person, a community where they can be completely themselves, without judgment, without the need to pretend or hold themselves together just to be accepted. They are searching for a home for their soul, a place where their most authentic self is welcomed, where they don't need to explain, and where perfection isn't a requirement. However, this person is also deeply aware that, in their current state, that ideal feels far out of reach. They are engaged in an internal dialogue, a quiet yet intense struggle, questioning whether they should change, whether it's time to reevaluate their mindset. This inner conflict is clearly reflected through the message of be willing to compromise, a gentle reminder that if they continue clinging to their pride, if they remain closed off, they may end up isolating themselves from the very connections their heart is yearning for. Now I'm going to continue drawing cards to explore, what does this person truly want to do in the future? What intentions do they have toward this connection? And will they take any action based on the emotions they're currently carrying inside? Let's begin by diving into the question. What do they truly want for this relationship moving forward? Where do they hope this connection will go with you? The first card I pulled represents the conscious level, the thoughts and desires they are fully aware of and clearly recognize. And that card is the Swallows. This card appeared earlier in the reading, so its message is now strongly reinforced. On a conscious level, they are very aware of their yearning for more communication, more connection. They want to be able to talk with you openly, naturally, and without fear, and not just with you, but also with others in their life. It's likely that they currently feel closed off, reserved, or emotionally distant. Perhaps they've struggled to express themselves in a way that felt sincere or clear. And now, they are fully conscious of this limitation. They know they haven't been the best communicator, and they are blaming themselves for it. Though they may appear quiet or distant on the outside, deep down, they truly want to become someone who can communicate openly, warmly, and radiate positive energy. They want to be the kind of person you can talk to with ease, someone you can share light-hearted conversations with daily, without pressure or tension. This is something they deeply wish for not only with you, but in all the relationships in their life. The conscious layer of this reading already reveals this clearly. They want to improve themselves so they can become more approachable, more likable, and easier to connect with. It shows that their cold or withdrawn exterior doesn't come from a lack of feeling, but rather from an inner sense of inadequacy when it comes to communication. They may feel insecure, afraid of being misunderstood or rejected, and that fear keeps them from expressing themselves fully. But they're trying little by little to move toward a better version of themselves. Someone who can offer a warm, open space for connection. Someone who brings joy and comfort when they're with you. This person genuinely wants to improve their ability to communicate. They think about how to speak more clearly, more comfortably, and how to create a more pleasant atmosphere in their interactions, especially with you. But at the same time, they feel that it's incredibly difficult. They lack confidence in their ability to do so, as if there's always a wall between them and the words they want to say. It's as though something inside them keeps whispering that they're not good enough to get closer to you. And yet, the Flowers card appears, a truly beautiful sign. This person wants to make you happy. They want to show appreciation, to care for you, to offer something meaningful. They want to surprise you with something positive. They want to grow into a better version of themselves, someone who can bring a smile to your face. And it's not just a silent feeling in their heart. They want to express it through words, through presence, through interaction. They want to connect with you again, not just emotionally, but through real, genuine communication. But then, at the very center of the spread, the scythe appears, a symbol of fear, separation, and emotional wounding. This reveals that your person is still heavily burdened by the feeling, maybe you hate me now, or I have no idea what you think of me anymore. There's a deep-rooted sense of insecurity clouding their mind. They're uncertain whether there's still a place for them in your heart, unsure if there's any real chance for reconciliation. And this fear makes them even more hesitant, more guarded, unsure whether they can truly express everything they've been holding inside. In the subconscious or intermediate layer, those hazy thoughts and emotions they haven't fully acknowledged, 3 cards emerge: Heart, Lily, and Snake. The combination of Heart and Lily is a beautiful one. These cards represent pure, sincere love, a deep, earnest desire to be close to you again. This person genuinely wants to reconnect, to show you their heart once more. The Lily card, in particular, speaks of maturity, honor, and emotional depth. It suggests they hold a very respectful and serious kind of love for you, a love that is not transactional, not shallow, but rooted in reverence and grace. They still think about the possibility of the two of you coming back together, walking forward with intention, warmth, and care. But alongside that, the snake also appears, a symbol of anxiety, jealousy, and inner doubt. This shows that while their heart longs for love and connection, part of them is also afraid of being hurt again, of being misunderstood, of not being good enough. And this fear doesn't come from anything you've done. It originates from within them, from old insecurities, past wounds, and a fragile belief that their love might not be accepted, no matter how genuine it is. This person carries a sincere and profound affection, yet they're trapped between a deep yearning for love and a crippling fear of rejection. They are locked in an inner battle, struggling with themselves, and have not yet found the strength to fully step toward you with their whole heart. The appearance of the bouquet card reveals that they genuinely want to bring you joy. They long to make you feel happy, cherished, and appreciated. They hope you can feel content and fulfilled when you're with them. However, the snake card reveals the opposing side of their inner world. A part of them whispers, maybe I can't do that. Maybe I'm not good enough. Maybe there's someone out there more suited to you, someone who deserves you more. And these thoughts are steadily eroding their confidence. Interestingly, the combination of the snake and the lily cards carries an even deeper layer of meaning in the Lenormand system. In nature, snakes are highly sensitive to the scent of lilies and tend to avoid them. When these two cards appear together, they suggest that if the love is pure enough, tender, delicate, and sincere, then fear and doubt will begin to dissolve. Here, this person is heavily influenced by inner fears, fear of being rejected, fear of not being enough, fear of losing you. Yet, if they can heal themselves, if they can let go of that sense of unworthiness, then things between you will flow more easily and harmoniously. At present, it is precisely that lingering sense of not being good enough that's causing the dissonance between you, leading to moments of misunderstanding and incomplete communication. Perhaps there were arguments in the past, or maybe it was simply prolonged silence that created misinterpretations between the two of you. But at the root of it all lies this person's inner wound, the deep insecurity they carry within. And then, at the deepest level, the unconscious realm, where emotions have not yet been fully recognized by the rational mind, the most prominent feeling that emerges is a longing for a lasting bond with you. That was the very first message that came through clearly when I tuned into this layer. This person genuinely wants a long-term relationship with you, a solid connection that can withstand the test of time. They are not only thinking about the present, they are also envisioning a future where both of you can walk together with honesty, stability, and peace. Even if, on the surface, they are consumed by anxiety, doubt, or fear to the point of pulling away, deep down, what they truly yearn for is to keep you close and build something lasting, a journey not just for love, but also for growth and healing, side by side. This person deeply longs to be with you in a complete, close, and intimate way. The card clearly reveals that they think about you constantly, no matter where they are or what they're doing. Your image remains vivid in their mind. It's not just fleeting thoughts, it's full, detailed daydreams of tender moments spent together, holding you in their arms, kissing you, being held by you, receiving a gentle gesture from you. These images play out clearly and vividly in their mind like a film on repeat, both day and night. These feelings are not momentary, they have taken root in their heart, becoming an inseparable part of their inner world. This card is also a symbol of stability and lasting commitment, indicating that this person doesn't see this connection as something temporary. They yearn for a true bond, something real and enduring, a relationship in which the two of you can walk together into the future. They think of you constantly, not just once in a while, but all year round, 24 hours a day. And when they look to the future, what they desire most is reconciliation, reconnection, and deeper understanding. They want to be by your side in the truest sense. They wish to erase misunderstandings, bridge the distance, and move beyond the misalignments that may have occurred, so that what remains is a love that feels whole and real. But in order to make that happen, they understand that change must begin within themselves. They need to become stronger, more grounded, and more confident. They know they must step out of their comfort zone and overcome invisible fears to be able to approach you with a sincere heart and unwavering courage. This desire to change doesn't come from pressure or obligation, it's born out of the profound love they feel for you. When it comes to their vision for the future, everything is encapsulated in the Lily card. They want to offer you a pure love, a love that is untainted, genuine, and free of manipulation. They want to speak the words they've held back, to express their emotions as openly and completely as possible, hoping you can truly understand their heart and, if possible, receive it. This person thinks about you constantly, without pause, without rest. In their mind, the two of you are a loving, affectionate, and deeply connected couple. Even if the present reality might not reflect that, in their inner world, the image of a couple in love is always vivid, always alive. They imagine sweet, intimate moments between you as if those moments are truly happening. Guided by this intense emotion, I drew another card to explore how the connection between you two is perceived from an outside perspective. How do others, whether friends, coworkers, or anyone who has seen the two of you interact, view your relationship? Even for those of you who haven't had many chances to meet face to face, this may reflect how others perceived the dynamic when you did appear together. It sheds light on the energy that surrounds the two of you through the eyes of the world around you. And something quite intriguing, once again, the Swallow card appears. Its repeated presence in this reading emphasizes the central theme of this connection: communication, unspoken words, and the subtle threads of emotional exchange. It seems that your relationship with this person is somehow tied to a community setting, perhaps a workplace, a group of friends, or another socially interactive environment. This connection is not entirely private. In fact, it may be observed or noticed by others around you. In addition, a card with a more sensual energy also emerged, not in a negative or inappropriate way, but rather as a reminder. There is clear attraction between the two of you. People around you can sense it. There's something distinct between you, an underlying current, a connection that feels unspoken yet palpable. It's as if there's something being held back, something unsaid, and yet undeniably real. Many people around you might be thinking, these two are such a good match, why aren't they together? Or it would be such a shame if this relationship doesn't go further. Observers can see the mutual care and attention, but they also recognize the hesitation and lack of decisiveness from both sides. This relationship might leave others with the impression that it would be a real loss if the two of you continued to misunderstand each other or never found the courage to take that next step. Perhaps it's because both of you care so deeply about each other's feelings, so attuned to the small details, so afraid of causing pain, that in the end, it leads to hesitation and slowed steps. To those observing from the outside, it's clear, both of you have feelings, but you're being overly cautious, too afraid of making a mistake, and as a result, you haven't been able to fully open your hearts. In summary, from an outsider's perspective, your relationship is one full of chemistry and potential, but it's being held back by internal doubts and worries. People can sense the affection that exists between you, but they also clearly see how both of you are restraining yourselves, and that restraint makes the love you share both beautiful and bittersweet. Through the eyes of others, you and this person are seen as a couple who truly have feelings for each other, but who seem to always fall out of sync, as if constantly missing your moment. Those who witness your connection often feel a sense of regret on your behalf, even wishing they could somehow help bridge the gap to keep you from letting this love slip away. The cards that appeared, including ones depicting nudity, as well as the lovers, underscore the intense attraction that exists between you. Others around you can clearly perceive it. Both of you radiate your own unique magnetism, and together, you appear to be a naturally fitting pair, as if you were made for one another, two souls perfectly matched. However, alongside the undeniable chemistry, there is also a distinct sensual energy, an undercurrent of sexual attraction that others can clearly sense between the two of you. To some, this makes it feel like this connection isn't just about innocent love. It's charged with intensity, longing, and deep desire. The appearance of the coffin card, often a symbol of endings or things buried, takes on a different nuance in this context. It suggests that you and this person have experienced, or are currently experiencing, a profound and meaningful bond, one that feels fated but is not unfolding easily. Something seems to be standing in the way of your connection, perhaps external circumstances, a heavy burden, or invisible walls that prevent the love from being fully realized. What stands out most about the energy of the coffin in this reading is the theme of responsibility. Coupled with the cross card, this message becomes even clearer between the two of you, or perhaps from both sides. There are responsibilities, societal roles, or unique life circumstances that make coming together anything but simple. It may be duty to family, obligations at work, or other commitments that compel both of you to approach this love with caution, unable to act on your emotions impulsively. From an outsider's perspective, it's clear, even though there are genuine feelings between you, coming together is not easy. There are ties, responsibilities, and important considerations that make this love difficult to act upon. Yet, what's equally evident is that both of you continue to think about one another, continue to care, and continue to hold a deeply personal space for each other in your hearts. In the eyes of others, you and this person are seen as two souls carrying a great deal of emotional restraint, holding back feelings, desires, and words left unsaid. You are a couple that evokes both admiration and sorrow. Because despite all the barriers and complications, it is still obvious that you love each other truly. Although the cards reveal many layers of complexity, one thing is undeniable. Those who observe your connection feel a profound sense of regret on your behalf. They think these two clearly have feelings for one another, and yet they're not together. What a loss. Some even sense that between you lies a deep, powerful love, an extraordinary connection, a once-in-a-lifetime bond that not everyone gets to experience. Some people even wonder, maybe they're secretly dating or aren't they actually in love? Even if you and this person are keeping your distance or not showing your emotions openly, there are still countless signs that hint at a special kind of intimacy, a closeness that goes far beyond the ordinary. The appearance of the coffin card, along with imagery of concealment, evokes the feeling that the two of you are hiding a profound connection, perhaps due to circumstance, social roles, or simply because both of you are trying to privately protect a love that has yet to be spoken aloud. Others sense something between you that is both passionate and restrained, as though sincere emotions are being buried beneath a facade of distance or casual behavior. The Fox card has also emerged, representing subtlety, discretion, and emotions that aren't easily seen on the surface. It suggests that to those observing, your dynamic might sometimes feel puzzling. They seem so close. Are they upset with each other? Or maybe they've had a disagreement, but it's clear they still care deeply. There's an air of contradiction, warmth, and distance interwoven, affection masked by silence. And then, once again, the Swallow card returns. It seems this card never fails to appear in readings about the two of you. Its persistent presence affirms that there is always a current of connection flowing between you, interrupted at times, but never truly broken. Those around you can feel it. Eventually, they'll come back to each other. You are the kind of pair destined to find your way back, no matter what the present may look like. In summary, through the eyes of others, you and this person are seen as a truly special pair, a couple bound by a powerful connection that has seen moments of closeness and distance, of misunderstanding, but never a lack of affection. Everyone around you can sense this deep resonance, and many believe that no matter the obstacles you face now, the two of you will eventually find your way back to each other. And now, to understand their heart more clearly, we move to the next part, what they love most about you, the qualities that stir their soul, the reasons they cannot forget you. What this person loves most about you are the traits that are so different from their own. You are like a ray of light shining into their hesitant and conflicted inner world. The Magical Blessing card reveals that you are someone filled with kindness, with a soul that understands, empathizes, and offers help unconditionally. This is not help given in search of praise or recognition. It comes from a truly warm and generous heart. They feel this deeply. To them, you are someone with a profound spirit and a noble soul, qualities they deeply admire. You may be someone who is naturally gifted in communication, or at the very least, someone who creates genuine connections, something they often feel they lack. Because of this, they don't just love this about you, they also feel a soft trace of envy. It's a quiet longing, a mixture of admiration and the wish to possess even a fraction of the authenticity and kindness you radiate. Next is the Magical Gateway card, a symbol of inner strength and the ability to open new paths through one's own will. This person sees you as someone who is never stuck. You always find a way to move forward, to rise, even when circumstances are unfavorable. No matter how wearying or challenging life becomes, you manage to keep going, reaching toward a renewed and stronger version of yourself. Within you lies a unique kind of drive, a quiet, natural determination that inspires them deeply. In their eyes, you're not only sweet and endearing, you're also someone who can shift situations, open doors, and create new possibilities. And it is exactly this strength that makes you shine so brightly to them. In essence, what they love most about you includes a sincere heart that thinks of others without expecting anything in return, warmth, sensitivity, and a natural ability to connect. the gift of communication and emotional openness, something they feel they lack. A resilient spirit that can carve out its own path. And above all, a presence that inspires, someone who keeps moving forward, no matter the hardship. To them, you're not only the one they love, you are someone who makes them want to become better. In addition, this person once shared that during conversations with you, or even in the moments when you met or spent time together, just a single word from you felt like a surge of strength, as if you were there to ignite a spark within them. It was as though you were holding a key. They feel that you are someone who can offer them that key, metaphorically speaking, someone who delivers timely guidance, meaningful insights, and gentle wisdom that opens up new perspectives. They also said they deeply admire your diligence and unwavering effort. They see you as someone who is determined, grounded, and trustworthy. Not in a rigid or overly serious way, but in the sense of someone with a strong and steady mind, someone who cannot be easily swayed. You possess a clear inner compass, your own set of values, and you remain loyal to them. You have something you always strive toward, and you stay true to that path. To this person, you are someone with conviction, someone who holds firm to your beliefs and isn't easily shaken by circumstances or external opinions. They also see you as someone with the strength to carve your own path in life, independent, self-sufficient, and not reliant on others to define your journey. And within that strength, there exists a profound compassion, a deep well of empathy. They love all of these things about you. Looking at these insights, it's possible that there is some distance between you and this person. Perhaps you're apart physically or emotionally disconnected for a time. Many of you may have even chosen to walk your own path. Whether reconciliation is on the horizon or not, at this moment, you're choosing to honor your own feelings and place them at the center. It seems that quite a few of you are in that emotional space. Even for those of you who might still have a chance to meet this person again in the future or speak to them directly, the energy here indicates that you are no longer swept up in them the way you once were. Instead, you are now prioritizing your own emotional truth. What matters most to you now is being honest with yourself. And the other person can feel that shift. They sense that you are slowly pulling away, moving out from under their emotional influence. Perhaps that is why a sense of unease has begun to take root within them, an anxious wondering about whether your heart still turns in their direction. It feels as though they are afraid of losing you. Now, let's take a look at how this connection between the two of you may unfold in the near future. The cards drawn are Seven of Swords reversed, Seven of Pentacles reversed, Six of Wands, and Four of Wands reversed. The first impression from this spread is that the feelings this person has for you are likely to deepen over time. They are thinking about you constantly, so much so that it's beginning to wear them down, leaving them mentally and emotionally overwhelmed. The Seven of Swords reversed suggests that what they once kept hidden, thoughts, emotions, secrets, they can no longer contain. It's as if their inner world is starting to spill out, no longer able to stay behind a carefully maintained facade. The Seven of Pentacles reversed reinforces this message. They are overthinking to the point of confusion. Their emotions, worries, and unmet hopes have all begun to blur together, creating a storm of uncertainty within them. They are unsure how to approach you, unsure what steps to take next, and this lack of clarity is weighing heavily on them. However, the Six of Wands offers a glimmer of hope. There is still potential for the two of you to reconnect at some point, perhaps through a meaningful conversation or a moment of mutual acknowledgement. There may be a sense of victory or recognition between you, a breakthrough where emotions are seen and affirmed. Still, the appearance of the Four of Wands reversed indicates that the foundation for a long-term, stable relationship has not yet been firmly established. This suggests that while the connection between you may be genuine, there are still unresolved differences or incompatible rhythms that prevent lasting stability for now. It's not that the relationship is without potential, it's that the timing may not yet be right for something truly enduring to take root. Overall, this person is growing increasingly attached to you on a deeper level, but at the same time, they are becoming more overwhelmed and anxious, unsure of what to do to keep you close. Meanwhile, you are becoming more centered in your own values and emotional truth, and that is quietly, but unmistakably, creating a distance between the two of you. The Seven of Swords reversed also speaks of mental exhaustion, a mind that has overthought to the point of depletion. Added to that is the Four of Wands in reverse. Normally, when upright, this card represents stability, a solid foundation, a warm and welcoming home. But when reversed, while the meaning doesn't completely invert, it introduces a sense of shakiness, as though that foundation is no longer as steady as it once was. It's being disturbed by excessive thought and emotional turbulence. This person is still very much there. They are still turned toward you, still thinking about you constantly, but they've thought so much, worried so much, that everything is becoming muddled. The reversed Four of Wands, the house number 4, suggests that they've gone too deep into their own emotional labyrinth, to the point of losing their way. They're lost in their thoughts, trapped in their concerns, and that has left them uncertain about everything. But all of this confusion, this imbalance, resides on their side of the story. As for you, it seems that you've already chosen your own path. It's as if you've found a space where you can be entirely yourself, living with honesty and freedom. You've discovered how to express yourself in a way that feels authentic, and you're gradually becoming more liberated, more at ease within your own skin. Your energy feels expansive and luminous now, and this is affirmed by the appearance of the sun, a card symbolizing light, rebirth, and freedom. The sun also suggests that this person may eventually begin to emerge from their current state of emotional heaviness. The dark, tangled thoughts they've been holding about you may begin to clear. And alongside it is the Three of Cups, a card that speaks of relief, release, and even joyful reunion or social reconnection. This means that they may begin to step out of their emotional confusion and return to a lighter, more open-hearted state. But with that shift may also come a subtle trace of jealousy or insecurity, an uneasy sense that they no longer hold the same special place in your heart as they once did. Their emotions now seem to swirl in contradiction, a desire to let go, yet a pull to hold on, admiration, yet envy, liberation, yet longing. That energy comes through very clearly. So, what exactly are they feeling jealous about? The cards that have appeared, including those representing expansion in relationships, suggest that you're gradually stepping into a new chapter filled with more opportunities for connection. You may begin meeting new people, experiencing more diverse relationships, or simply feeling your inner world and interests broadening like never before. There's a sense that you have many things you want to explore, many paths you're excited to follow, and your energy is now radiating outward. In this very context, the Three of Cups emerges, a card symbolizing joy, social interaction, and emotional connection. But what stands out is that in the accompanying Lenormand deck, the image of a mouse appears, a symbol of anxiety, erosion, or something slowly gnawing away from within. This combination subtly reveals a deeper truth. When this person sees you enjoying life, socializing, or growing closer to others, it stirs up feelings of jealousy and unease within them. It's as if their position in your world feels threatened, or they fear they are no longer the one who holds that special place in your heart. These emotions don't necessarily come from a place of resentment. They stem from longing, from a fear of being left behind as your world grows larger and more vibrant without them. And because of that, they are no longer just sitting with their thoughts or silently worrying. The fear of someone else taking your place in their life is beginning to drive them toward action. They want to move closer to you, to express themselves more clearly. The appearance of the sun at this point is a strong sign. It represents clarity, illumination, and decisive action. This person wants to be seen by you, to show up fully and transparently in your life. They no longer wish to remain in the shadows or avoid the truth of their feelings. As the reading continues, 2 more cards emerge from the Lenormand deck, Clouds and Dog. The Clouds card symbolizes confusion and anxiety, while the Dog represents loyalty, trust, and the yearning for closeness. Together, they paint a vivid picture of their current emotional state, an internal tug-of-war between uncertainty and a genuine desire to rebuild trust. They are asking themselves, how can we be close again? How can I get them to care for me, to look in my direction once more? Their heart is torn, filled with fear, but also with hope. They want to return to a place of emotional intimacy with you, yet they're unsure how to make that happen. Still, their longing is real, and their wish to be seen and trusted again is slowly turning into a determination to take that first step. They are thinking intensely, and it's highly likely they will take action soon. They are no longer content to remain a silent observer. At that point, I felt it was time to turn to the Romance Angels deck to gain deeper insight into the dynamic between the two of you, especially once this person begins moving toward you with a heart full of longing. One of the cards that appeared is related to career. indicating that your energy is currently being poured into something else, perhaps a job, a personal project, or the independent path you've chosen for yourself. This energy has been present since the very beginning of the reading. For those of you who have felt hurt, drained, or emotionally exhausted by this person in the past, the near future holds a shift. You'll be able to focus completely on yourself, no longer influenced or pulled by their emotional weight the way you once were. Meanwhile, as I follow the overall current of the cards, there's a very clear message emerging from their side. A powerful surge of emotion is rising within them. The love they feel for you is becoming more intense. And more noticeably, their energy is beginning to carry a tone of emotional dependence. It's as if they are calling out to you, yearning not just for your presence, but for your attention, pleading silently, "Please, look at me." Whether you're male or female, the person in question is showing up as someone emotionally clinging, dependent. They feel as though the two of you are no longer looking in the same direction, each living in your own separate world. Yet in their imagination, you are still gently comforting them, like soothing a child having a tantrum. They crave your affection and attention, while you, on the other hand, no longer want to be emotionally bound or influenced by this connection. And this, in fact, is a very positive shift. Because for many of you, there was a time when you felt exhausted, caught in an emotional whirlwind within this relationship. You might have thought to yourself that you no longer wanted to be affected by love matters, that you just wanted to focus on your work, or even that you truly couldn't take it anymore. You might have considered letting everything go, determined never to walk the same path with this person again. For those of you who resonate with this, now is a time when you can fully focus on yourself, to do what you truly desire and to live your own life. Meanwhile, the other person seems to be struggling, flailing emotionally, unwilling to let you go, not wanting to see you walk away. And what's truly remarkable is the appearance of the Ring and the Garden, two cards that signify that some of you may even have the chance to meet someone entirely new. Someone who can bring you the values, ideals, and companionship you've always dreamed of. Someone who could surpass even the image of the person from your past. A brand new beginning may be opening up for you, a chapter where love is no longer something that drains or burdens you, but something you're free to choose, with a liberated heart. Of course, you can see this part as an invitation, a gentle nudge from the cards, if you've been hoping for a new connection. And indeed, the cards that have appeared are all pointing in that direction, carrying a very clear and promising energy. So, who is the person you might meet in the future? The spread suggests a strong likelihood that you'll encounter this person within a community you're currently involved in, at your workplace, or in a space where you've been dedicating your energy, a place that genuinely excites and inspires you. It could be somewhere that makes you feel free, alive, and deeply aligned with your passions. As for this person's characteristics, they carry a noticeably feminine energy. Regardless of gender, they possess a softness, attentiveness, and nurturing sensitivity. When I drew additional cards, it became clear that this could be someone entirely new, or possibly someone you've only known in passing. This person has recently gone through a breakup, perhaps with an ex-girlfriend or a past romantic connection that has now truly ended. The appearance of the scythe confirms that their previous relationship has been decisively cut off. It's over, with no lingering ties, though a subtle sense of sadness still lingers in their heart. When you and this person cross paths, they may still be carrying a quiet sadness, a subdued mood, or a lack of motivation. But your presence will bring them comfort, ease, and a breath of fresh air. Being around you will feel unexpectedly soothing, as if a gentle breeze has swept through their life. They'll begin to realize that with you, they can smile more, feel lighter, and gradually, a sense of closeness will start to form between you. I also pulled additional cards to see how this connection might unfold. And what stood out clearly is this: for those of you who have truly released a past relationship or no longer wish to return to someone from the past, the energy of being loved and romantically noticed is shining strongly. You're now radiating a renewed sense of attraction, a version of yourself that is healed, confident, and magnetic. And that energy creates a high possibility that you'll encounter someone who is genuinely compatible, sincere, and capable of building a meaningful romantic bond with you in the future. This person may not be flawless, but they will bring a sense of safety and calm. Someone who is quietly searching for warmth in their life and will unexpectedly find it in you. It's possible that the person you're about to meet is someone who has recently gone through a breakup, and they will be the one to take the initiative to approach you. You can absolutely receive this message in a positive light as a sign that a new door is opening. And indeed, the cards are reflecting a very uplifting and promising energy. Starting from the smallest interactions, a greeting, a light conversation, the two of you will quickly form a favorable impression of each other. From there, the connection will gradually evolve into a friendship, a bond that feels gentle and natural. The two of you may support each other in your work, share the little things in daily life, and slowly build a solid foundation. And from that place of mutual trust and understanding, the relationship will begin to shift toward a more serious romantic connection or a deeper emotional bond. The message here is crystal clear for those who are ready for a new beginning or those who have been waiting for someone to truly step into their life with intention. If you're someone who's been hoping for love to come to you, hoping for someone to make the first move, it seems that a beautiful opportunity may be just around the corner. When I pulled a card to get a sense of the timing for this potential encounter, the Six of Wands appeared, a card symbolizing victory, success, and recognition. What's particularly striking is that the number 6 is often associated with the month of June. So, if you're watching this reading in real time, it's very likely that the meeting will take place during the upcoming month of June. And if you're watching this at a later date, the message can be interpreted as, within the next 2 weeks to 1 month, there is a strong chance you'll meet this person. Additionally, it's possible that the person who is about to appear in your life may bear a slight resemblance to someone from your past, not necessarily in personality or spirit, but in outward appearance or in the kind of atmosphere they bring. Something about them may feel familiar. And yes, earlier in the reading, the Three of Cups also showed up, a card of joy, connection, and celebration. This further reinforces the idea that your upcoming encounter will bring lighthearted, uplifting energy and could blossom into a meaningful relationship. Interestingly, when this person sees you enjoying yourself, laughing, or being close with someone else, it may stir a sense of urgency or worry within them, a reaction that came through strongly in the reading. When I pulled additional cards to refine the timing, the number 6 appeared again, suggesting not only June but possibly a lucky number for you. The appearance of both the Six of Wands and the Six of Cups, back to back, forms an intriguing contrast. One card speaks of recognition and forward movement, while the other evokes nostalgia and emotional depth. When I pulled a card to get a sense of the timing for this potential encounter, the Six of Wands appeared, a card symbolizing victory, success, and recognition. What's particularly striking is that the number 6 is often associated with the month of June. So, if you're watching this reading in real time, it's very likely that the meeting will take place during the upcoming month of June. And if you're watching this at a later date, the message can be interpreted as, within the next 2 weeks to 1 month, there is a strong chance you'll meet this person. Additionally, it's possible that the person who is about to appear in your life may bear a slight resemblance to someone from your past, not necessarily in personality or spirit, but in outward appearance or in the kind of atmosphere they bring. Something about them may feel familiar. And yes, earlier in the reading, the Three of Cups also showed up, a card of joy, connection, and celebration. This further reinforces the idea that your upcoming encounter will bring lighthearted, uplifting energy and could blossom into a meaningful relationship. Interestingly, when this person sees you enjoying yourself, laughing, or being close with someone else, it may stir a sense of urgency or worry within them, a reaction that came through strongly in the reading. When I pulled additional cards to refine the timing, the number 6 appeared again, suggesting not only June but possibly a lucky number for you. The appearance of both the Six of Wands and the Six of Cups, back to back, forms an intriguing contrast. One card speaks of recognition and forward movement, while the other evokes nostalgia and emotional depth. The Six of Wands signifies triumph, recognition, and a radiant new beginning. In contrast, the Six of Cups represents memories, nostalgia, and emotional ties to the past. There's a powerful tension between these two cards, as if two energetic currents are pulling in opposite directions, one from a new person pointing toward the future, and the other from someone old, stirring memories of the past. Looking at the overall flow of the spread, one thing is crystal clear: the other person, your former partner or emotional counterpart, is experiencing a surge of intense feelings. It seems their emotions for you have only grown stronger over time. And what stands out even more is the energy of emotional dependence coming from their side. It feels as though they are leaning on you, yearning for your attention, silently pleading, "Please, just look my way." Regardless of whether you're male or female, this person appears in the cards as someone who is clinging emotionally, someone dependent on you to an unhealthy degree. They sense that the two of you are no longer aligned, each of you living in a separate world. Yet in their imagination, you're still the one who comforts them, as if you're soothing a child in distress. They long for your affection, but you, on the other hand, seem to have reached a place where you no longer want to be emotionally entangled. And this, in fact, is something deeply positive. Many of you have felt exhausted, drawn into an emotional whirlwind within this connection. Perhaps you once thought you never wanted to be affected by love again, that all you wanted was to focus on your work, or that you simply couldn't take it anymore. At some point, you may have considered walking away from everything, telling yourself you never wanted to walk the same path with this person again. For those of you who resonate with that, this is now your moment to fully return to yourself, to focus on your own growth, to do what brings you joy, and to live life on your own terms. Meanwhile, the other person seems to be floundering emotionally, unwilling to let go, desperate to keep you from walking away. What's truly special is the appearance of the Ring and the Garden, two cards that suggest some of you may soon have the chance to meet someone entirely new. Someone who can offer you the values, ideals, and companionship you once longed for, someone who may even surpass the image of your former partner. A completely new beginning is ready to unfold, one where love is no longer something that drains you, but something you are free to choose, with a heart that is light and unburdened. Of course, you can take this part as a gentle nudge, an invitation, if you've been hoping for a new romantic connection. And truly, the cards that have appeared are all aligning in that direction, pointing toward this energy with striking clarity. So, who is the person you may encounter in the near future? The spread suggests that you're likely to meet them within a community you're currently a part of, at your workplace, or in a space where you're wholeheartedly invested, a setting where you're deeply focused and genuinely passionate. It might be a place where you feel free, inspired, and truly alive in your own element. As for the characteristics of this person, they carry a notably feminine energy. Regardless of gender, they embody softness, attentiveness, care, and emotional sensitivity. Drawing additional cards reveals that this person could be someone entirely new, or someone you've only briefly known in the past. Recently, they may have gone through a breakup, perhaps with an ex-girlfriend or from a relationship that has now come to a firm and final end. The appearance of the scythe confirms that their previous connection has been decisively cut off, no lingering ties, though a faint trace of sadness still lingers in their heart. When you and this person meet, they may still be in a quiet, reflective state, feeling a bit low or lacking motivation. Yet your presence will bring them a surprising sense of ease and comfort, as if you're offering them a refreshing breeze after a long stillness. They'll start to feel that when they're with you, they can laugh more, feel lighter, and gradually, a natural closeness will begin to grow between the two of you. I also pulled a few more cards to see how this relationship might develop. What stood out strongly is this. For those of you who have truly let go of the past, who no longer wish to return to a former relationship, the energy of being admired and romantically attractive is unmistakably present. You're now radiating a new magnetism, a version of yourself that is healed, confident, and deeply alluring. And this opens up a high possibility that you will meet someone who is genuinely compatible, sincere, and capable of building a beautiful emotional connection with you in the future. This person may not be perfect in every way, but they will offer you a sense of ease and emotional safety. They're someone who has been quietly seeking warmth in their life and will unexpectedly find it in you. It's possible that the person you're about to meet has recently gone through a breakup, and they will be the one to take the initiative to approach you. You can wholeheartedly welcome this message as a positive sign, a new door opening just for you. And yes, the cards reflect a truly beautiful energy. Starting from the simplest gestures, a greeting, a gentle conversation, the two of you will quickly form a genuine and favorable impression of each other. From there, the relationship will gradually unfold in a natural, gentle way, beginning as a friendship built on ease and mutual support. The two of you may help each other with work, share small daily moments, and find comfort in each other's presence. Over time, that foundation will evolve, leading toward a more serious romantic relationship or a deeper emotional connection. The message here is crystal clear for those who are ready for a fresh start, or for those who have been waiting for someone to genuinely and actively step into their life. If you're someone who's been hoping for love to come from another person's initiative, it appears a promising opportunity is approaching. When I drew a card to see the potential timing of this meeting, the Six of Wands appeared, a card representing victory, success, and recognition. What's especially notable is that the number 6 is often associated with the month of June. So, if you're watching this reading in real time, there's a strong chance this encounter will happen in the upcoming month. And if you're watching it later, the message can be interpreted as, within the next 2 weeks to 1 month, you are likely to meet this person. It's also possible that the person about to enter your life may bear a slight resemblance to someone from your past, not necessarily in personality or soul, but in appearance or the kind of energy they carry. Something about them may feel oddly familiar. And yes, the Three of Cups, a card symbolizing joy, connection, and emotional celebration, also appeared earlier in the spread. This further reinforces the idea that your upcoming encounter will bring lightness, positive feelings, and could very well lead to a meaningful relationship. When this person sees you being close, happy, and engaged with others, a sense of urgency or quiet jealousy may arise within them, and this emotional response was clearly reflected in the cards. When I pulled again to look more closely at the timing, the number 6 showed up once more, pointing either to the month of June or a lucky number that holds significance for you. Remarkably, both the Six of Wands and the Six of Cups appeared, 2 cards carrying distinct energies, creating an interesting contrast. The Six of Wands speaks of success, recognition, and a brilliant new beginning. Meanwhile, the Six of Cups represents nostalgia, memories, and emotional ties to the past. Between them, there's a strong sense of opposition, as though 2 energetic currents are pulling in different directions, one calling you toward the promise of the future and the other whispering echoes of the past. And indeed, the new person who's about to enter your life, most likely appearing during the month of June, seems to share certain qualities with someone from your past. Not the parts that brought you pain, but rather the endearing aspects, the traits that once touched your heart, a gentle presence, a sweet charm, a touch of innocence, perhaps the way they express affection or their natural appeal. The appearance of the dog card here symbolizes loyalty, emotional safety, and a healing presence. You may find this person familiar, likable, and easy to warm up to, and that's likely why they remind you of someone else. However, alongside those familiar qualities, this new person carries a more mature energy. The Tower card suggests that they are someone serious, principled, and perhaps a bit reserved when first getting to know someone. At the beginning, they may come across as shy, guarded, or hesitant to open up. But once the distance between you begins to close, the relationship has every chance of growing in a deeply positive direction. The repeated appearance of cards numbered 6, along with the contrasting energies between memory and new beginnings, seems to point to a powerful turning point. This is your crossroads, an opportunity to choose someone new, someone who brings healing, companionship, and a sense of safety, while still reflecting the things you once cherished in the past. And what's beautiful is that this time, you'll be the one who is wholly cherished in return. At the same time, if you're someone who doesn't want to let go of your current connection, who still holds hope for reconciliation, the cards also speak to you. In this case, the message is clear. During the month of June, that person will reappear. The Sun card, a symbol of clarity, sincerity, and decisive action, confirms that they will come forward and take meaningful steps toward you. On the other hand, for those of you who are hoping for a fresh start, who are ready to completely cut ties with the past and move toward a different future, the Six of Wands has appeared just for you. This is a fortunate card, heralding the arrival of someone wonderful, a benefactor or significant presence, someone who brings a sense of triumph, joy, and deep emotional affirmation. If you've ever thought to yourself, I truly want to end this current soul connection, or I can't keep being pulled into this relationship anymore, then now you may finally have the chance to meet someone entirely new. And the energy surrounding that connection is predicted to be very positive and fulfilling. Yet even for those who still hold feelings for someone from the past, who feel unable to let go, the reading still shows that you, too, have the potential to meet someone very special in the near future. And it is precisely this new energy, this new relationship, and the attraction you'll begin to radiate toward others that may stir up worry and jealousy in your former partner, possibly prompting them to act in fear of losing you. So the overall message here is this: whether you choose to return or to move on, the path ahead holds beautiful opportunities. Listen to your heart. It will guide you toward the direction that's most aligned with your truth. Now, let's take a look at your lucky color. From the Color Oracle deck, the card that appeared is lemon yellow. This color brings clarity of thought, helping you make clear, decisive choices with a boost of positive energy. At the same time, it carries a gentle reminder connected to health. Perhaps it's time to increase your intake of vitamin C or enjoy more yellow and orange fruits such as oranges, lemons, or tangerines. These fruits not only support your physical well-being, but also help refresh and uplift your spirit. In terms of energetic alignment, cooling and vibrant elements like citrus, soda, lemonade, or soft floral scents are especially beneficial for you during this period. With summer approaching, drinks like sparkling lemon water or citrus sodas can bring a sense of renewal and lightness. And if you prefer to avoid carbonated beverages, fresh lemon water or citrus fruits are also perfect options, cleansing for the body and gently invigorating for the mind. Next, let's talk about your flower. I drew a card from the Flower Oracle deck, shaped like a delicate bookmark, and the result was Blue Moon, a soft purple rose. What a beautiful name! The message that comes with it is, moments of happiness, dreams will come true. This flower carries a gentle, dreamy energy, full of hope and serenity, like the light of a rare and magical moonlit night. You can bring the essence of this flower into your life through fragrance, in perfume, room sprays, fabric softeners, or any scented items to help soothe your emotions and restore your belief in what lies ahead. I also looked further into the meaning of blue moon. It's a rare astronomical event, a second full moon that appears within a single calendar month, typically occurring only once every 2.5 years. The next blue moon will fall on May 31st, 2026. And right now, we are in June 2025, exactly 1 year before that. This feels like a subtle sign. 1 year from now, something deeply significant, something you've been dreaming of, may take form. Additionally, I'm reminded that the full moon in June is traditionally known as the strawberry moon. Such a romantic name. And who knows, perhaps under the soft glow of this year's strawberry moon, a tender meeting will take place, or a heart will begin to feel warm again from within. Moments tied to the full moon always carry a unique, luminous energy. Earlier, the universe offered the message, moments of happiness, dreams will come true. And though a year may feel like a long time to some, I sense that this is an incredibly uplifting and encouraging message. So I pulled a few more cards to see what you might be like, and where your energy might be 1 year from now. The card that appeared is Music, a truly beautiful card. It signifies that 1 year from now, both your life and your love will unfold exactly the way you've always dreamed, like a melody composed and performed freely by your own hands. You will be able to do what you love and live the life you've always envisioned. At the same time, you'll either meet an ideal partner or, if you're already with someone, that relationship will evolve into a deep, enduring bond, possibly even a joyful and meaningful marriage. And not just marriage in the traditional sense, but a true partnership with someone who listens to you, supports you, and joins you in creating an inspired and fulfilling life. The Music card carries the energy of freedom, romance, wholeness, and elevation, like the kind of life you've always dreamed of living. Both your career and your love life will feel complete. And you, your truest self, will feel that you're living a life that is emotionally and spiritually rich. A life that is grounded in reality, yet radiant and abundant. Everything will be in your hands, shaped exactly the way you want it to be. As I continued to pull cards to listen to the deeper emotional layers of your future self, 2 powerful cards emerged: Divine Feminine and Masculine Balance and Soulmate. The message from these 2 cards is profound. On your journey, a special person will appear, someone who is not just a romantic partner, but a true soul resonance. This is a person whose energy complements yours in the most harmonious way. One of you may embody a strong masculine energy, while the other holds a deep feminine essence, and together, you form a beautifully balanced union. This person may very well be your soulmate, the soul companion your heart has longed to meet. This is a connection that transcends romance, reaching into the deepest layers of the soul. And at that time, 1 year from now, you will no longer be searching. Instead, you will be living, growing, and fully nourished by the love and path you've chosen. It's possible that the person you'll meet, or someone you're already connecting with, holds a strong balance between the divine masculine and feminine within themselves. Both of you may possess incredible inner strength and independence, while also being deeply emotional and intuitive. When you meet or deepen your bond, it will feel like two magnetic forces being drawn together, a destined, complete, and soulful connection. This person could be the embodiment of everything you've dreamed of in an ideal partner, or it may be that the relationship you're currently in is slowly transforming into that very ideal. In either case, choose the path and the person that stirs your heart the most. Moreover, the date May 31st of next year, the day of the blue moon, seems to mark a particularly powerful turning point. The energy surrounding that day is incredibly potent. With the message dreams will come true, you may truly manifest what your heart has quietly longed for. Whether that means meeting your ideal partner, getting married, or simply living a life that aligns deeply with your true self, it's all within reach. If you're someone who has ever thought, "I want to get married," this reading suggests a strong likelihood that you'll begin a journey toward a stable, lasting bond with someone who could genuinely become your life partner. And if marriage isn't your goal, but you simply wish for a fulfilling moment, for a heartfelt desire to finally come true, then that too is entirely possible. 1 year from now, you may find yourself in a state where your heart feels full, content, and aligned with the very dream you once held so close. But this message doesn't end with love. I also felt drawn to explore your career and personal dreams, so I pulled an additional card to look into your broader future. And just as intuitively felt, the star appeared. This is a card of hope, direction, and dreams coming true. It's a powerful confirmation that what you desire, whether it's love, career success, or a deeply cherished aspiration, is already on its way into form. The path ahead is illuminated, and the universe is guiding you toward the life you've envisioned. The year ahead will be a radiant and deeply meaningful chapter of your life. You'll step into a completely new rhythm, one that is freer, more joyful, and, above all, filled with recognition from the universe, as though you're finally living in alignment with your true destiny. This is the perfect moment to believe in yourself and to plant the seeds of your dreams for the future. Because soon enough, you will be living within the very prayer you once whispered to the stars. It feels as if this part of the reading is casting light over your entire year ahead, especially the second half, revealing a powerful wave of momentum in your career, your relationships, and emerging opportunities. And truly, everything that appears in this spread is overwhelmingly positive. First and foremost, I sense that your position in society or within your professional life will rise significantly. One of the cards indicates you're moving toward a role of greater influence, perhaps a promotion, or stepping into a position of guidance, leadership, or mentorship. You may find yourself becoming someone others look to for knowledge and direction. The Child card also appeared, a symbol of new beginnings and nurturing energy. You may begin to nurture something new, a creative project, a student, the next generation, or even a child of your own if you've been hoping for one. Or on a simpler yet equally profound level, you may become a source of inspiration, someone who touches hearts and supports the growth of others. What you plant now will begin to take root and flourish. The star not only signifies dreams coming true, but also serves as a symbol of a bright future, personal evolution, and expansive influence. Every effort you've invested, whether quietly behind the scenes or boldly in the open, is beginning to bear fruit. Your journey is unfolding in all the right ways, and your light is just starting to shine its fullest. However, another intriguing card has appeared, the Whip. This card often speaks of discipline, self-mastery, and the rigorous standards we place upon ourselves. From the very beginning of the reading, this energy has been quietly present. You are someone who does not settle easily, who frequently holds high expectations, and who constantly pushes yourself to improve. And it is precisely this quality that will become the foundation of your future accomplishments. The culmination of all these elements, elevated authority, profound relationships, and recognition from others, leads to one clear conclusion: this is destiny. The appearance of the cross serves as a powerful affirmation that what you are moving toward is not by chance, but by design. The path you're on is your path, the very one you were born to walk. Beyond that, there's a strong sense that you are someone who always sees others with a kind and compassionate gaze, someone who cares at the right time, in the right way, without judgment or calculation. The good you've done quietly and without seeking reward is now being returned to you in the most fitting way by the universe. All of this, your career, your love life, and your deeper soul mission, converge into one resonant message. This is the year you shine in your truest light. Not for gain, not for validation, but simply because it's who you are, you offer your care freely and unconditionally. There is a very special energy radiating from you, one of deep empathy, the ability to embrace others with your warm and open heart. The reading shows that this is not merely a personality trait, but a piece of your life purpose. When people hear the word destiny, it often carries a heavy or rigid connotation, something predetermined or strict. But here, the message carries a different tone, something gentler. You were born to uplift others, to nurture, to support. Whether that means nurturing a soul, a generation, a dream, or simply standing beside someone when they need you most, you do it effortlessly, from a place of quiet grace. Just as the reading was reaching this pivotal point, the card representing you appeared, like a clear affirmation from the universe. Alongside it was the fish card, a symbol of abundance, prosperity, and particularly, financial fortune. This indicates that not only is your spiritual life being elevated, but the material realm, especially your financial outlook, is also undergoing a positive shift. This rise isn't a matter of luck. It comes from you living in alignment with your true nature, from gradually walking the path that resonates with your soul. You may soon discover the kind of work that truly fulfills you, or come to the realization, this is where I belong. When that happens, everything starts to flow, your career, your opportunities, your income, all begin to move upward. You won't just feel enough, you'll feel right. The right people, the right work, the right direction. And what you do won't just benefit you, it will ripple outward, bringing value to those around you. That is precisely why prosperity is flowing toward you now, as a reward for the integrity and purity of heart you've consistently upheld. Overall, you're on the right track, not only in the person you're becoming, but also in the world you're creating around you. And the most beautiful part is, all of this has always existed within you, just waiting for you to recognize it and step into it. Every message points to one thing: a year from now, your life will be radiant and full of light. So look forward to that time with your whole heart and be open to receiving it fully. To conclude today's reading, I drew a few more cards to ask, what should you do and what should you be mindful of in the near future? The first card that appeared was the Tower. But in this context, it doesn't symbolize collapse or isolation. Instead, it carries a powerful message. You have every right to protect your beliefs, your path, and your personal identity. If you're walking your own road, doing things in a way that others don't understand, or chasing a dream that feels uniquely yours, stay firm. What you are building now is your own tower, a solid foundation rooted in your soul. Be bold and pursue it to the end. Additionally, the image of birds emerged, bringing a message that it's time for you to share your voice. Don't hesitate to spread your thoughts, your values, your passions, whether through speaking, writing, posting, or any other form of expression. By expressing yourself, you reinforce your identity, strengthen your inner beliefs, and create meaningful resonance with the world around you. Next came the Cross, a card that has appeared once again. It whispers that you are on a journey to find the one thing your soul longs to be devoted to. A life purpose, a true passion, an ideal career, or something that makes you feel deep within. I was born to do this. And it's true. You won't just do this thing, you will live it with your whole being. From the very beginning of this reading, the imagery was clear. You were standing on a path, the only path, that leads to the place you truly belong. Perhaps you've already begun to realize this. Perhaps you've said to yourself, this is what I want to do. This is who I want to become. I want to follow this path all the way. And the final message is crystal clear. Keep going, because you are headed in the right direction. The goal you've chosen, the destination you're aiming for, all of it holds immense potential for success and fulfillment. This path was made for you. And what you are building with sincerity, passion, and unwavering commitment will lead to the meaningful, well-earned rewards you deserve. Something truly special, something that belongs to you and you alone, is gradually becoming a treasure within your heart. The cross, appearing at the very end of the reading, feels etched into your soul, as if fate itself has decreed that this will be an inseparable part of your life, something you will cherish and protect for a lifetime. You will also come to honor your emotions and your heart more deeply. You will learn to place yourself first, to listen to your inner voice with honesty, not to escape, but to understand what you truly want, what you truly need, and what you truly deserve. As for the other person, they may currently be in a phase of self-blame or temporary withdrawal. Perhaps they feel inadequate or not yet the version of themselves that you truly deserve. But deep down, they still value you immensely and still see you as someone extraordinary. They want to grow, to become more aligned with their authentic self, and if there is anyone in this world who could embrace them completely, they hope that person is you. In the future, it is highly likely that this person will take the initiative to come closer to you. But if you've already made the decision to let go and move on from this connection, then know that a new door is opening, a door leading to someone entirely new, and a hopeful new beginning is waiting just ahead. Whether you choose to continue or to begin again, the message remains the same. A beautiful encounter is on its way. A fated connection, a turning point in love, is about to unfold. And that very shift may stir concern in the heart of someone from your past, prompting them to take action, perhaps even unconsciously. What matters most is this. 1 year from now, you will find yourself in a place full of brilliance, in love, in work, and within yourself. The dreams you once whispered to your heart, the desires you kept quietly tucked away, will slowly begin to take shape. You will live the truth you once declared. This is what I want to do. This is who I want to become. So, if your heart resonates with this message, let yourself receive it with openness. Because everything you need, love, success, fulfillment, is already on its way to you. That brings us to the close of the reading for those who chose Pile 1. If something in this message gently stirred your heart, I invite you to leave a comment, even just a small symbol, to let me know that the message found its way to you. I truly cherish and look forward to hearing your thoughts, because your sharing is what makes this journey more meaningful than words can express. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel to support me. Your presence is a priceless gift, an emotional anchor that motivates me to continue offering heartfelt readings that speak to the soul. Wishing you the peace to hear your inner calling, and the courage to walk toward what you truly deserve. I'll see you again in the next reading. Hello to those who chose Pile 2. Thank you for waiting. Now, I'll begin the reading for those of you who were drawn to the second pile. I hope this reading brings you healing, fresh insights, and moments filled with love. With the theme, what is this person thinking about you? First, let's take a look at the current situation between the two of you, that is, the current state of your connection. The 3 cards that appeared here are 5 of Wands, the Chariot reversed, and a base card, Winter in the reversed position. Taken as a whole, this is quite a complex situation. The energy between you two is currently rather turbulent. It seems both of you are feeling cautious, guarded, and alert about the surrounding environment. There may be too much noise or external chaos, perhaps a third party has intervened, a romantic rival is present, or invisible barriers are preventing you from freely moving toward each other. The Chariot in reverse often symbolizes stagnation or the inability to move forward. Combined with the 5 of Wands, a card associated with conflict, competition, and instability, it gives the sense that someone may be acting out of control, overstepping boundaries, or deliberately inserting themselves between the two of you. You may not want to be disturbed or affected by this person, which could be why the relationship has hit a pause. Both of you might currently be in a state of observing and assessing the situation. It could be that you're inside the relationship, trying to make sense of outside interferences, or perhaps you're on the outside, quietly observing the dynamics from a distance. The energy surrounding your connection right now feels quite chaotic, almost as if there's a wave of uneasiness that is preventing both of you from acting freely on your emotions. For some of you, perhaps someone has said hurtful things to you in the past, or maybe you're currently being harshly criticized. It could even be that there is a person with aggressive, controlling, or disruptive tendencies, making it hard for you to focus on the relationship in peace. The current situation feels like you're on high alert, constantly guarding yourself against something or someone that could potentially cause harm. There are external influences creating tension, making it difficult for the two of you to come closer or express emotions in a natural way. As a result, your feelings may be suppressed, and the connection can't grow as freely as you'd hoped. There seems to be an aggressive or antagonistic energy either within you or tied to someone specific, and you are extremely wary of it. When the Child card appears in this context, especially alongside the current dynamics between you and this person, it suggests that something or someone is intentionally standing in the way of your relationship. I understand that hearing this may stir anxiety or concern, like, what's going on? Why does something feel so threatening? But in truth, it may be that you or your person are going through a phase where staying cautious of the external environment is necessary, almost as if both of you are scanning the world outside with a certain level of guardedness. To gain deeper insight, I pulled a few more cards to clarify the surrounding situation. The results were the Queen of Wands, followed by the King of Wands, but in the reversed position. This is a powerful combination, as both belong to the same element, fire, which represents action, decisiveness, and dynamic energy. However, with the King of Wands appearing reversed, I sense that arguments or tension may be unfolding in your environment. There may be conflict between you and this person. It could also involve someone else connected to the relationship, possibly clashing with another individual. It's not entirely clear who this is, but the presence of these cards strongly suggests their influence is tied to both you and the person you're asking about. For instance, perhaps you and this person have had disagreements, or they may be in conflict with someone significant to them. There may even be someone around you whose behavior, words, or attitude makes you feel mistrustful, unsettled, or even intimidated. The King of Wands reversed often carries traits of control, temper, and unfairness. This could indicate someone who is difficult to deal with, someone who asserts power in a way that feels unreasonable or oppressive. This only intensifies the overall sense of caution and guardedness that seems to be enveloping the energy around your relationship at this time. In addition, there appears to be another person involved in this situation. If we consider you as the Queen of Wands, then the other figure, represented by the reversed King of Wands, might be someone around you, or possibly the person you're asking about, who is currently displaying aggressive, unpleasant, or even out-of-control behavior toward you. It's also possible that someone is engaged in a conflict with another person, and you're choosing to keep your distance, stepping back to observe. You might be thinking, well, they're arguing. It's better if I don't get involved. Or perhaps there is some tension or unresolved disagreement between you and your person, and instead of reacting, you're quietly watching from the sidelines. However, the overall sense is that it's not just this person, but the environment around you that's significantly impacting the situation. It feels like there's some form of interference or outside influence on this relationship. It could be a friend, a relative, a third party, or someone close to either of you. I will pull additional cards to gain deeper insight into this. If the one acting negatively toward you turns out to be the person in question, I'll be asking, what's going on in their mind? Why are they behaving this way? And if it turns out to be someone else, people around you who are interfering or speaking ill of you, I will also look into the reasons behind their actions. The message from the following cards suggests that, although the current circumstances may appear negative, the underlying purpose is to guide this relationship toward a better, healthier state. If your person has said things that hurt you or has been acting unpleasantly, the deeper reason may be that they genuinely want to improve the connection with you, but they simply don't know how to express that in the right way. They're trying to make adjustments, but their actions are coming across all wrong. Likewise, if people around you are creating pressure or displaying unfriendly behavior, it might also stem from their desire to improve their own position in relation to you or in relation to your person. They may be trying to realign their emotions or reestablish order within their personal relationships, and in doing so, they're unintentionally affecting you. All of this noise, in truth, is pushing towards some kind of shift, a change meant to clarify, correct, or heal what has been imbalanced in these connections. What stands out here is the presence of so many external figures, even though the original question focused solely on the relationship between you and your person. Clearly, someone, or perhaps even a group of people, is actively involved or interfering in the current situation between you two. And this may be weighing heavily on you, creating emotional tension or mental strain. It's also possible that someone is directly targeting you with criticism or intentionally causing disruption in your emotional space. Even though the main focus of the question is about you and your person, the repeated appearance of numerous other characters throughout the reading highlights just how chaotic your surrounding environment currently is. I drew the Knight of Wands in reverse, which reflects a deep sense of diminished motivation, as if the influence of these external figures is draining your inspiration. It seems you may be overly preoccupied with those around you, or perhaps with one specific person, to the point that it's pulling your focus away from yourself. This is causing you to feel lost, depleted, and lacking in energy, not just in your romantic relationship, but also in work or other personal areas. Perhaps due to someone's careless words or behavior, you're feeling spiritually exhausted, like, why is this happening? I'm truly tired. You may be losing the drive to nurture your relationship or to take initiative in any aspect of life, simply because your mind is constantly caught up in these distractions that don't truly deserve your energy. Sometimes, just a single comment from your person or from someone else in your surroundings is enough to throw everything off track. That's when you begin to shut down, losing interest in the things you once longed for. That's why it's so important to identify these sources of negative energy and understand how they're pulling you away from your emotional center. The first step, perhaps, is to mentally disconnect from those people or situations that aren't truly necessary, so you can return to yourself, to what genuinely deserves your time, your focus, and your heart. The Knight of Wands reversed carries a particularly significant message in this context, as if the card itself has stepped forward to highlight what you need to acknowledge. It represents a loss of direction, a lack of motivation, and the feeling of being swept up in unnamed chaos. I continued drawing cards to see what lies ahead, both in regard to your person and the people around you. The Bear appeared, a symbol of strength, and at times, control or an influential authority figure. Alongside it came the Birds, a symbol of communication, the spreading of information, and, sometimes, gossip or noise. This combination suggests that right now, there may be unclear communication, rumors, or unsettling messages that are leaving you confused or anxious. Something is stirring in the informational space around you, whether from your person, from the environment, or from those who hold a certain power or influence, and it's leaving you feeling drained. However, the message from the oracle cards brings a sense of softness and hope. The Clouds appeared, representing confusion and worry, but it was immediately followed by a card that speaks of unconditional love. If you and your person have recently experienced conflict, misunderstandings, or disagreements, then in the near future, you will likely have a chance to reconcile, to engage in an honest and heartfelt conversation. Your person may take the initiative to show acceptance, compassion, and a genuine willingness to listen. If what's been troubling you isn't your person but rather the influence of those around you, the message here is also reassuring. Those individuals will eventually quiet down, or the situation itself will soften. There may be a clarifying conversation, or some form of resolution that brings relief, allowing you to exhale, feel heard, and regain a sense of emotional safety. The crow is a striking image within this reading, symbolizing hidden fears or messages that have yet to be understood. But following closely behind is the energy of love, forgiveness, and inner peace. You won't be haunted by these worries for long. The negative emotions will loosen their grip. Even if you felt overwhelmed by the chaos or by harsh words from others, everything is now gently guiding you back toward a calmer, lighter state of being, one where you can finally say, "Yes, I've made it through." It's possible that you recently came across something upsetting on social media, something that left you feeling uneasy, uninspired, or emotionally drained. It might have been a small detail, yet it stuck with you, affecting your mood and gradually wearing down your motivation. There's also a sense of pressure here, as if you're being weighed down by what you've seen, what others are saying, or even by the feeling of being watched or judged from the outside. The Birds card represents social media, communication, and circulating information. Its presence here suggests that you've genuinely been affected by something you heard or read online. And the beautiful part is, when I drew an additional card to clarify the meaning behind the bear, a symbol of pressure or dominance, the ship came through. This is a gentle yet powerful message. You are in the process of moving away from that heaviness. The things that have been exhausting you will pass. You, and perhaps your person, or even those around you, will begin to release that tension, and everything will shift toward a calmer, more breathable state. The conflicts and turbulence in your surrounding environment will gradually be resolved through sincere communication and honest dialogue. And as that happens, you'll begin to feel the pressure lift. A shift is coming, one that will bring you a sense of safety and peace. The cards emphasize that the current instability is slowly falling into place, and you'll feel a quiet relief, as if to say, "Thank goodness, things are finally calming down." However, even though the outer circumstances are clearly moving in a positive direction, I notice that the energy of your person, the one you care about, has yet to fully emerge in the reading. It's as if they're standing on the sidelines, observing from a distance, or perhaps temporarily keeping to themselves. Because of this, I continued drawing cards to see what's truly going on in their heart right now. And wonderfully enough, the card that came out is a deeply beautiful one, symbolizing genuine affection, warm emotions, and a sincere, positive feeling from them toward you. In their heart, you still hold a very important place. Even if they haven't expressed it outwardly yet, their feelings are strong, hopeful, and clear. This is a very encouraging sign, indicating that once the external noise settles, the connection between the two of you can absolutely be rekindled and possibly even grow deeper if both of you are willing to open up and move toward one another. In this reading, the most prominent energy is this: your person is currently in a state of heightened alertness toward their surroundings. From earlier cards like the Five of Wands, combined with the energy of the current spread, there's a clear sense of tension and caution, almost as if they're scanning the environment carefully, trying to ensure that nothing harms you, them, or the connection between the two of you. If there has recently been conflict, disagreements, or if you've started to feel less positively toward them, this might actually stem from their own guardedness. They may be unconsciously displaying confusing or distant behavior not because they don't care, but because they're carrying an invisible pressure within. It could be a fear of getting hurt, a fear of making mistakes, or even a fear of being judged. It feels like they're carrying a heavy emotional burden, even if they themselves can't quite put it into words. And just as the reading has shown, although deep down they do want to move closer to you, to reconcile and rebuild the bond, they're holding back, hesitant and fearful. That inner fear is what's keeping them from taking the steps they truly wish they could take. I drew additional cards to better understand why they are so guarded. The Two of Swords appeared, a striking image of someone blindfolded, trying to ignore or avoid the truth, unwilling to confront something directly. And immediately after came the Ten of Cups, an incredibly positive card symbolizing love, emotional fulfillment, and the ideal of a happy, complete family. The contrast between these two cards reveals something deeply telling. In their heart, you are the one they want to move toward. You represent the kind of fulfilling, lasting relationship they dream of building. But precisely because you matter so much, because you shine so brightly in their eyes, they're afraid. They fear they may not be enough, that they'll disappoint you, or that they'll get hurt. The appearance of the star reinforces this. The brilliance of that star is so intense that they cannot look at it directly. Just like the imagery of dazzling light in the cards, your presence may be so radiant and magnetic that it overwhelms them. It leaves them in awe, and they don't quite know how to face it. They're watching you from a distance, staying alert to what's around them, but also guarding themselves from the intensity of their own emotions. Even though they long to move closer, the light you emit feels too powerful. It makes them feel small, unworthy, or simply too afraid to step forward. So, if you felt them being cold, distant, or evasive, it may not be because they lack feelings for you, but because they're struggling to face the depth of those feelings. Sometimes, loving someone too much can be frightening, and right now, that fear is holding them back. And indeed, the image is coming through very clearly. This person is watching from above, like a bird soaring in the sky, observing everything from a distance. It's not that they're adopting an arrogant or condescending stance, rather, they feel safer keeping that distance. That space allows them to avoid facing things directly, to delay making decisions or taking immediate action, and that, in turn, makes it easier for them to breathe. There's a very strong sense that this is someone with an avoidant personality, someone who is afraid to face their true emotions, afraid of being hurt, and terrified of losing something precious. In their heart, you're like a precious keepsake, a treasure they don't want anyone else to have, yet at the same time, they fear they're not capable of holding on to it. It feels as though they're keeping their distance because they're scared that if they get too close, everything will spiral out of control. And it is precisely your light, your beauty, your brilliance, your energy, that makes them feel overwhelmed. The Star card appears, along with the image of the blindfolded figure in the Two of Swords, both of which speak of the same truth. You dazzle them. They can't look directly at you, because in their eyes, you're like a radiant ideal, someone to be admired from afar, not someone they dare to face head-on. They fear that if they look directly into that light, they'll be consumed, burned up by the intensity of emotions they're not yet strong enough to handle. However, deep inside, this person is overflowing with emotion. They long to be by your side, to reconcile, to build something lasting with you, and this desire is clearly reflected in the Ten of Cups. The feelings are real. The yearning is real. But they're being held back by their own fear. The simplest comparison would be meeting a celebrity you've idolized for a long time, that mix of joy, nervousness, and being utterly overwhelmed to the point where you don't know what to do. You might even feel the urge to run away because you don't know how to handle the moment. That's exactly the emotional state this person enters when they think of you. You seem too beautiful, too special, too radiant, and because of that, they feel unworthy, not yet strong or grounded enough to come closer. Still, the message from the cards is crystal clear. This is only a temporary phase. Because genuine love and unconditional affection are still there, waiting to be guided toward a true connection, one that will unfold when they finally find the courage to look at you directly and step into your brilliant light. This time, the energy truly feels like that. It's as if they're in the position of a devoted fan, only able to admire the one they love from afar. As though just seeing you through a screen is already enough, like, I want to reach out and shake your hand, I want to come closer, but if I actually had to stand in front of you, I just couldn't. That energy is radiating clearly now. They are completely overwhelmed by your presence. So I continued pulling cards to take a deeper look into this person's current emotions. The card that appeared was the Five of Pentacles. This is a card that speaks of pain, loss, and the feeling of being abandoned. This person may have gone through something that left them deeply wounded, whether by someone else or by circumstances beyond their control. And perhaps you, too, are in a similar state, having been hurt by them in the past, struggling to forgive, maybe even holding the feeling, I truly can't forgive what they did. In situations like this, the fact that they're going through a difficult period, whether emotionally, financially, or physically, doesn't mean you're obligated to forgive everything. Wanting to maintain your distance or choosing not to accept them back at this time is completely valid. But speaking of them right now, it's clear they're low on energy. The Five of Pentacles can also point to a deep sense of lack, perhaps in terms of money, health, or emotional strength. And that's exactly why you, represented by the Queen of Wands, with her radiant independence, strength, and charisma, appear in their eyes like a light too blinding to approach. They feel they don't have what it takes, that they're not worthy to come near you. Not because they don't want to, but because they feel they have nothing to offer someone like you. There may have been moments when they asked themselves, in this state, what could I possibly bring to her life? And that very feeling of inadequacy makes them retreat, avoid, and continue watching you from afar, a place where they feel just a little safer from the pain. In their eyes, you are someone they long to reach, but also someone they fear they won't be able to hold onto once they do. And if they've ever unintentionally hurt you, it may very well be because they were already living in a state of pain themselves, too wounded, too clouded to see clearly what was right. Yet one thing remains undeniable: you are still in their heart. You are the one who overwhelms them, the one they admire deeply and long to be near, only they haven't yet found the strength to take that step forward. The energy of this reading now reveals two contrasting forces with striking clarity. On one side is you, more grounded, more stable, and on the other is this person, full of insecurity, self-doubt, and confusion when faced with their own feelings. Right now, they're so overwhelmed by your presence that they feel inadequate. They feel like a shadow next to your brilliant light. But then comes the Anchor card, a powerful symbol of steadiness, grounding, and emotional clarity. It suggests that despite the turbulence of the present, balance will eventually be restored. The Mice card, appearing right after, points to the current worries, anxieties, and emotional exhaustion shared by both of you, but also hints that these tensions will gradually dissolve. This person will slowly find inner peace. And you, perhaps feeling unsettled by all the emotions and external signals, will also be released from that anxious grip. Both of you are moving toward a phase where fear, doubt, and feelings of inadequacy will begin to fade. That tangled, foggy, and weary emotional state will quiet down like water that has been stirred into chaos, now slowly settling back into stillness. To gain deeper insight into how this journey will unfold, I wanted to look further into the process that may lead both of you toward that sense of emotional stability. However, before diving into the flow of events, I chose to focus on a more central question. Ultimately, what does this person truly want with you? Deep within their heart? Where do they want this connection to go? What do they want to do with the emotions they're currently experiencing? This is a slightly different kind of question, one that dives into their emotional core and subconscious desires, but it's a vital one. It helps us move beyond surface-level behavior to uncover the deeper motivations driving their actions. I'll let the cards speak for them. And while the answer may not appear in black and white, the guidance revealed will gently lead you toward the truth your heart is searching for. Since the cards have already shown that things will eventually stabilize, the sequence of events that leads to that peace will be explored later. First, I want to focus on what matters most. What do they truly want? What is their deepest yearning? The key card appeared, a beautiful and meaningful symbol. It represents unlocking, problem-solving, and the doorway to positive change. I drew an additional clarifying card, and right from the beginning, the message was clear. They genuinely want reconciliation. They want to restore balance with you and move past the insecurity and self-doubt that have been consuming them lately. To better understand their true feelings and desires, I performed a 9-card spread, divided into 3 layers of consciousness: conscious awareness, subconscious undercurrents, and deep unconscious longing. And the result was truly powerful. The Rider card appeared, a symbol of movement, messages, and taking action, indicating that on the conscious level, this person is fully aware that they want to act, that they want to come closer to you. They want to reestablish communication, to take a tangible step forward in the relationship. They know this, and they are thinking about it with clear intention. In the middle layer, where emotions exist in a blurred, half-conscious state, equally beautiful cards appeared, including the Moon. The Moon carries a soft, romantic, and dreamlike energy. This person feels drawn to you in a deeply instinctual way, perhaps without even understanding why they keep thinking about you. They find you beautiful and captivating, not just in appearance, but through a deep emotional resonance. This is the realm where their feelings are not yet fully articulated, but they are very much alive within them. And in the deepest layer, the unconscious realm where thoughts and desires lie beyond self-awareness, the cards once again reveal that they genuinely want to move toward you. The longing to express themselves, to show love, and to take action is present in their subconscious. Even if on the surface they still hesitate, fear, or avoid, deep within their soul, there's already a clear and unwavering desire to be close to you. They want you to see them as someone worthy. They want to take the initiative, to speak words of love, to prove that they are capable of loving you. All of that, though perhaps not yet visible through their behavior, is roaring through the energy of these cards, crying out, I want to come closer to you. I want to express what I feel. I want to take action. And that is the true core of their heart, the genuine force quietly urging them to move past their fears, to overcome their feelings of inadequacy, and to slowly find a way back to you. This person truly desires to take the initiative and move toward you. Even on the surface level of conscious thought, the things they've already acknowledged to themselves, the cards clearly reflect a strong wish to be with you, to build a lasting and emotionally bonded relationship. That desire is powerful and unhesitant. However, at the very center of the spread, the Clouds card appears. This is a crucial detail, as it reveals that despite all their inner longing, they are still struggling, still unsure of what to do. They don't know how to approach you, how to express themselves in a way that you will accept. They are uncertain whether your heart is still open or if there is even a chance left to mend what was broken. Emotionally, they are standing in a fog. They know they want to move forward, but the path remains unclear. Even so, the fire within them burns intensely. They want to change the current situation. They want to break through the barriers. They want to be with you. And there's also a deep fear of losing you. They don't want you to walk away, don't want you to disappear from their life. The Anchor card appears once more, reaffirming that they long for you to stay. They want you to be by their side, steadfast, unmoving. That is their deepest wish, even if they have not yet found the courage to show it. When diving deeper into the subconscious layer, where they may not even be aware of their own emotions, 2 cards emerged, the Whip and the House. This pair carries a dual meaning. On one hand, it suggests internal tension, a quiet conflict between their desire to be close to you and feelings of guilt, fear, or emotional turmoil. On the other hand, the house represents safety, home, and a sense of belonging, indicating that you are someone they feel deeply familiar with, like family, like a place they long to return to. But coupled with the whip, it also shows that they may be punishing themselves emotionally or feel unworthy of entering your world. To further clarify this deeply buried layer, I drew a card from the rune deck, a system that symbolizes the turning wheels of fate. What came forth was an incredibly powerful symbol, a turning point. This is a rune that only appears upright, never reversed, and it carries the message of destiny shifting, of a major transformation on the horizon. All of this reveals that although they may still feel lost, afraid, and full of self-doubt at the moment, a new phase is coming. This transformation won't only take place in their external world, it's already beginning within them, a shift from doubt to belief, from avoidance to engagement, from feeling unworthy to yearning to love and be chosen. And at the heart of this transformation is you. A turning point. What they are now starting to feel with growing clarity is this: they want to be closer to you. They want to narrow the distance that separates you. They want a relationship where both of you can speak freely, express openly, and share your thoughts without fear of judgment or the need to suppress them. And from that, they long to build something even more intimate. These thoughts keep returning to them, again and again, which only reinforces how strong and heartfelt this desire truly is. They want to build a connection where neither of you has to force anything, where no one has to tiptoe around or carry tension just out of fear of making the other uncomfortable. They don't want a relationship filled with hesitation or overly cautious interactions. Instead, they long for something closer, more genuine, a space where both of you can simply be yourselves, where feelings can be expressed freely and authentically. That may be why the Rider card appeared again, signaling their desire to take action, to move closer to you. However, they are still figuring out how. They haven't quite found the right way forward yet and are currently in a stage of trial and error, searching for the right approach to take one step further. The appearance of the rune representing a turning point reinforces this. It suggests that this person wants to shift out of the current state into a new phase, a different space, perhaps one where they can be physically or emotionally closer to you. They don't want to lose this connection. They don't want you to drift away. This feeling has quietly existed in their heart for a long time. This time, their energy comes through more clearly than ever. Though uncertainties remain, one thing is evident: they want to be the one to reach out, to bridge the gap between you. Even if they're still moving slowly, still testing their footing, the intent is already there. The desire is already alive. And the Fox card also appeared. This reveals that interacting with you is far from simple for them. In fact, it makes them feel cautious, hesitant, and perhaps even unworthy. Because you hold such a special place in their heart, they become increasingly anxious about how to behave, unsure of what's right or how to approach you without making a mistake. In short, they deeply want to change the current situation. They long to move closer to you, but they're still figuring out how, still searching for the right opportunity. There's a push and pull energy at play here. They move forward, but with hesitation. And yet, beneath all of that, their desire to be connected to you is completely sincere. The Mice card also showed up, pointing to the great anxiety they're carrying. There is a deep fear of rejection, the fear that you might dislike or push them away. That fear haunts them and leaves them feeling uneasy, unsettled. Then came the moon, and I paid close attention to this one. It confirmed everything: the worry, the insecurity, and the deeply rooted fear. It's clear now that the energy of unworthiness is weighing heavily on them. They see you as too wonderful, too captivating, and it overwhelms them to the point where they can't even face you directly. Just like the image in the Two of Swords, they feel they can't look you in the eye. Not because you've done anything wrong, but because your brilliance blinds them. It overwhelms them. It forces them to turn away. They're not being kept from you by someone else. It's their own inner belief that they're not good enough, not worthy enough, to stand by your side. The feeling of "I don't dare, it would be such an honor just to be near you," has completely taken hold of them. They love you deeply. Their love and admiration for you are heartfelt and special. In fact, you may be what they consider a major crush, someone they've admired from afar, someone who feels like their ideal. And that's why, when I asked, what do they truly want from this relationship, The answer was clear. They want to come closer. They want to approach. Even though they don't yet know how to do it properly, even though there's no clear plan in place, they still hope, earnestly and wholeheartedly, to find a way to reach you. And when I continued asking about the future of this connection, where the two of you are truly headed, a positive message emerged. There is a real possibility for reconciliation, for healing. I will continue to explore the path that leads to this reunion in more detail, but for now, one thing is clear. The desire to make peace, to move closer to you, is something this person genuinely holds in their heart. The cards that appeared were the Three of Cups, the Ten of Wands, and the Six of Swords in reverse. When looking into the future between you, the first impression I received was the image of a very private bond, like the two of you will end up sharing a secret, something known only to you. It could be a feeling that has never been spoken aloud, or a deeply personal, quiet connection. It feels like something the two of you will carry together in silence and understanding. Then, something very special showed up, a card with English text that, when interpreted, holds the meaning of a love letter. It even has the phrase "love it" printed on it, a message that feels like a confession, a wave of emotion waiting to be expressed. This card also symbolizes love at first sight and a deep, romantic pull, tender, heart-stirring, and meaningful. However, alongside it came the Ten of Wands, a card that represents burden and pressure. In this spread, the image on the card showed the figure carrying a large heart, and that detail struck me deeply. It suggests that the feelings this person holds for you are not just fleeting emotions, they're growing heavier, deeper, more consuming by the day. This is a love that weighs on their heart, a sentiment they can't let go of, no matter how hard they try. And in time, you may start to feel the weight of it too. You may begin to recognize just how deeply they've been carrying you in their heart. Then I continued pulling cards, and the Fish card appeared. In the Lenormand system, fish symbolizes emotional abundance, deep affection, and the powerful flow of love. This suggests that the love in this connection will no longer be repressed. It will begin to pour out, overflowing from within. The feelings this person has been holding back will gradually emerge, becoming more visible, more openly expressed. Overall, this is an emotionally rich development, where the two of you may come to share something deeply private, something meant only for the two of you. From that moment, the bond grows deeper, more defined. Despite the inner burdens, the uncertainty about where to place certain feelings, the love continues to rise, spreading, intensifying, and eventually, you will begin to feel the weight of this genuine affection from their heart. The Three of Cups in reverse does not indicate that this person is sharing their emotions with many others. On the contrary, this is something meant only for you. If the card were upright, it might suggest a widely shared joy, something open and communal. But in its reversed position, it reveals something secret, something private. A feeling that says, this is only for you. Only you would know. Only you would understand. And the image of someone holding 10 heavy wands, one of which is a large heart, reinforces that point. This person is carrying a love so deep, so heavy, that it weighs down their entire being. The Six of Swords in reverse is also vital here because upright, it usually signals a departure, a quiet retreat. But reversed, it delivers a very different message. Don't go. Stay. They don't want you to disappear from their life. On the contrary, they are becoming more and more entangled in their feelings for you, intensely, inescapably. And then, you will begin to feel it. You'll come to understand. So they really have been carrying me in their heart all along. You will recognize the seriousness, the sincerity with which they've been holding onto you. And that realization will bring you peace, because now you'll know, without a doubt, just how deeply they value you. Additionally, as mentioned earlier, the love letter card also appeared, indicating a strong possibility that this person will express their feelings to you through words, a message, or even a letter. It might be a long letter, possibly even written like a poem, in which they confess, "I've been drawn to you since the very first glance." What they felt in that moment has never changed. While this may apply to only a portion of those reading this message, for some of you, there is a real chance that this person will reach out with heartfelt, emotionally rich words, a true love letter in every sense. And finally, the key card has continued to show up like a clear sign that reconciliation is not only possible, but very much within reach. The door hasn't closed. In fact, it's slowly beginning to open. This is a deeply positive message, a quiet, profound love that is slowly revealing itself, rooted in sincerity. And as it unfolds, distance will dissolve, misunderstandings will be cleared, and all of it will happen through the authenticity and emotional depth this person brings to you. Now, the question arises, could this really happen in June? And the answer is, yes, absolutely. There is no longer any reason to hesitate. The energy is undeniable. At this point, no one can come between the two of you. No one can interfere anymore. Appearing together were the Heart card and the key card number 33 in the Lenormand deck, a number filled with auspicious energy. The key represents mastery, breakthrough, and a moment when anything becomes possible. This person will come toward you in exactly that state, confident, whole, and carrying the full depth of the love they've been holding inside for so long. Do you remember the Ten of Wands from earlier, with the image of someone holding a giant heart? This moment now affirms it. Yes, I will bring this heart to you. And so, I turn my attention to your emotions at that moment. It's likely that you'll feel surprised. Some of you may even be shocked. What is happening? Why now, so suddenly? For many, this may seem hard to believe, especially if your current situation shows no sign of a turning point. But for others, it may suddenly make sense. So that's what it was. That's what all the subtle signs were leading to. In the past, you may have only been able to see this person from afar, or perhaps you couldn't see them clearly at all, as if they were too distant, too vague, or even too radiant to look at directly. But now, that's changing. The cards in this reading reveal a clear forward movement, both from their side and within your own heart. Finally, I will draw more cards to explore your emotional state in detail at that moment. But for now, you can understand this. Something that once felt distant, unreachable, is now on its way to becoming real. And this person, carrying their whole heart, is coming closer to you than ever before. The warm sunlight of the Sun card has appeared, a symbol of tenderness, of gentle relief spreading throughout your soul. The energy here is truly beautiful, as if your emotions are beginning to settle, growing quieter, more peaceful, more at ease. It's not just about feeling relieved. It's the sense of being warmed from deep within, a feeling that touches the core of your being, allowing you to soften naturally. Joy has arrived. You are genuinely happy about this. And another card confirms it even more clearly. You can lean on this person now. That's right, you can finally allow yourself to rest in their presence. No more having to stay strong all the time. No more needing to hide what you feel. Because this person, they want to embrace every part of you. They want to carry those feelings for you. All you have to do is open your heart, let yourself fall into them, and they will catch everything. What they truly desire is closeness, the chance to be the one you allow into your inner world. This person wants to take care of you, to protect you, to devote themselves to you. They're not just saying, lean on me, they're saying, I will carry your burdens, your joys, and your sorrows. Let me be the one to hold it all. They're not afraid of the weight, not afraid of the hardship. They want something real. They want to give, to commit, and to love you fully and sincerely. You're allowed to lean on them. In fact, let yourself be vulnerable. Let it all pour out. They're ready to hold it, all of it. You don't have to keep anything in. You don't have to be cautious. You can trust that this person will not walk away. They want to walk beside you. They want to cherish you like something truly precious. When I asked about this person's emotional state at that time, once again, the Heart card appeared. This is undeniable confirmation. Nothing speaks louder than this. This person is here, for you, beside you, because their heart has already chosen you. I could almost feel the cards saying, there's no need to ask again. The answer couldn't be clearer. In truth, the cards don't always bring such gentle messages. There are times when they warn, times when they reveal separation, or truths that must be faced. But this time, every message points toward connection, toward sincere love, and two hearts drawing near. This person doesn't just love you, they want to be with you. And they're saying, I'm here, right beside you. A conclusion that is sweet, whole, and filled with love. So, it's safe to say that everything is unfolding in a beautiful way. This person will take the initiative to come forward, and you will feel more at ease, your heart beginning to soften. The confusion you may have felt, the emotional instability, the unsettling pieces of information that once shook you, those things will begin to quiet down. For those of you who felt disturbed by outside interference, the presence of a rival or elements that once disrupted your emotional balance, you'll begin to realize you're no longer affected by them. Because once your heart finds peace, the noise fades into the background. The message here is crystal clear. Everything is settling, moving toward a state of calm and comfort. You can finally exhale. You can trust in the flow of what's unfolding. Next, I asked how this connection is perceived by others, how outsiders may view your relationship. Since there may have been people involved or observing from the outside, their perspective is also worth considering. When I pulled the card, the Three of Cups in reverse appeared once more, indicating that the relationship between the two of you will no longer be interrupted or disturbed by others. The space between you will become more private, more sacred. You will be able to spend time with one another without interference, without intrusion. From the outside looking in, others may see you as a strange pair, a connection with a peculiar, hard-to-define quality, even a touch of mystery. But it is precisely because of that uniqueness that people can sense something deeply resonant between the two of you, not necessarily empathy, but resonance. It's when two independent souls touch and generate a wave of emotion that's unlike anything else. It doesn't need to be explained or justified, it simply exists. Others may not fully understand this relationship, but they will feel it. There is something between them. A connection that belongs solely to the two of you. A relationship layered with meaning, depth, and subtlety, something far beyond what the eyes can see. And if outsiders call it strange, it only reinforces the truth that between you and this person lies a rare and unshakable bond, one that no one can interfere with and no one can replace. The jellyfish card appeared, carrying with it an air of mystery, a sense of spiritual depth that defies logic. You and this person mirror each other in uncanny ways, as if two souls sharing the same rhythm, vibrating on the same frequency. But at the same time, the connection radiates a veil of enigma, a type of bond that is difficult for anyone else to fully step into. It's as though this is a world meant only for the two of you. A world untouched by anyone else. The dog card also appeared, a symbol of loyalty and trust. From an outside perspective, there may be people who sense that the two of you truly trust one another. No matter how things might appear on the surface, there's an undeniable sense of closeness and emotional bond. Some may have once believed that you and this person weren't particularly close, but over time, they begin to realize, they're actually very connected. Because there are things that don't need to be said, yet are felt so clearly. For those who are closer to you or who have some insight into your relationship, the feeling becomes even more evident. No matter what happens, the two of you remain deeply bonded. It's as if you are a couple that always finds your way back to each other, not only physically, but emotionally. Even in silence, without needing to express much, the energy between you stays in harmony, deeply interwoven. Observers may even remark that between the two of you, there is resonance. Not just understanding, but true energetic resonance. Like two notes sounding in perfect harmony, vibrating on the same frequency. Words aren't necessary, you simply feel each other. It's as though you were made to attune, to feel together, to think together, to understand without needing to explain. This isn't a surface-level similarity, it's a deeper inner compatibility. Your connection resembles that of a couple who has shared many years together, like lifelong partners who don't need to speak aloud to know what the other is thinking or feeling. A bond that is steady, emotional, and profound, one that earns admiration and quiet respect from those who witness it. The image of a longtime married couple here is symbolic. You can think of it as the kind of relationship where two souls have been together for so long, like grandparents growing old side by side, naturally and unshakably connected. And yes, that's exactly the feeling people around you get when they observe your relationship, something that has felt like yours for a long time already, a bond no force could ever break. It's a connection that radiates warmth, peace, and deep attachment. Next, I pulled a card to ask, what does this person love most about you? And the answer was truly unique. The card spoke about listening to the body, caring for the body. At first glance, it might seem unexpected, as this deck rarely gives messages in that form. But when I looked deeper, the energy it carried felt like longing, a tender appreciation for every moment shared with you. It was as if your body, your presence, your every gesture has been etched into their memory. Their feeling toward you is like something out of a storybook, something reminiscent of a character like Hybrid AI from Detective Conan, whose mere presence in someone's memory stirs deep, aching emotion. That's what you are to this person. A cherished memory, a vivid presence that continues to stir their heart whether in the present moment or in quiet reflection of the past. You are incredibly captivating in their eyes, not just because of your physical appearance, but because of your essence, your energy, the emotional atmosphere you create around you. You are unforgettable to them. They cannot stop thinking about you, and this affection runs deep. It lingers in their heart, long after the moment has passed. You're not just someone they remember. You are someone they feel, deeply and sincerely, in the most genuine way. Even in life's simplest moments, like when you're just taking a shower, they think of you. But here's what matters most. The feelings they carry are not sexualized or negative in any way. Even when their thoughts linger on your body, it is filled with tenderness, reverence, and sincerity. The dog card also appeared, symbolizing loyalty, purity, and a heartfelt bond. They don't want you to misunderstand. They are truly afraid that you might misinterpret these feelings and pull away. They're scared you might think it's just about desire, when in fact, what they feel is so much deeper, an honest, respectful, soulful kind of love. In their heart, you are not someone they pursue out of desire. You are someone they truly love from the depths of their soul. There is no hidden motive behind their thoughts of you, no ulterior intention beyond simply being able to think of you, to feel connected to you. And it is precisely because of that their feelings take on an even more innocent, sacred quality. Then, as I continued drawing cards, the image of Princess Kaguya appeared. In their eyes, you are their Kaguya-hime, regal, mysterious, and just slightly out of reach. A dazzling beauty they cannot quite touch. They see you as someone with so much natural allure that it leaves them in a state of wonder. You're not distant in a cold way. You carry a mystique that makes you ungraspable, untamed. To them, you are someone who cannot be controlled, cannot be possessed. But that doesn't make them want to control or own you. On the contrary, they see that as part of your beauty. That very sense of untouchability, your freedom, your independence, your refusal to be easily held, is exactly what makes you even more captivating in their eyes. They are not jealous. They don't want to force anything. They simply admire and love you with reverence and deep respect for who you are, without needing you to belong to anyone or change in any way. This person seems to be quietly watching over you, with their eyes, with their heart. There's a sense that you are like the wind, gentle, free, uncontainable. And that only makes them fall deeper for you. Much like the mythical Princess Kaguya, you radiate a grace, independence, and mystery, as if you could vanish at any moment, returning to a place that belongs only to you. They don't see you as cold or closed off, because within you still burns the warmth and strength of the Queen of Wands. But at the same time, you are someone who's hard to pin down, and that stirs a quiet sense of unease within them. They fear that one day, you'll drift away again, like the wind, headed towards some far-off place where they can no longer reach you. And yet, what's precious is that they don't want to control you because of that fear. On the contrary, they accept it. They even love that freedom in you. They love the way you remain elusive. They even love the fear of possibly losing you. Because it is exactly that quality that makes you so special, like the radiant Princess Kaguya, untouchable and beyond possession. And just like in the legend, Kaguya-hime was adored by many, pursued by countless suitors, yet ultimately chose to return to the place she belonged. This person may feel the same about you, that you are someone who naturally draws people in, someone always surrounded by admirers. But instead of jealousy or insecurity, they choose to treasure you for everything that you are. Whether you stay or someday leave, their feelings for you remain unchanged. They love you the way one might love the wind, not to capture it, but to understand and revere it. This love is not possessive. It is deep, mature, and so quietly powerful. Precisely because they cannot own you, they long even more to preserve you in their heart, a love that goes beyond physical closeness, a bond that lives in the soul. You possess an undeniable magnetism, a kind of natural, powerful allure that this person simply cannot ignore. The Queen of Wands appeared earlier, highlighting that you are not only captivating but also full of charisma and individuality. To this person, you are someone who cannot be easily held down, someone who, if you ever walked away, would quickly find another connection, someone perhaps even better. And because of this, a constant fear lives within them, the fear that someone else might take you away, that you might eventually step out of their world. Even though these thoughts make them feel small, insignificant, and not good enough, it doesn't stop their heart from longing to keep you close. Despite the self-doubt, they still don't want you to belong to anyone else. They imagine you, often in moments of quiet fantasy, sometimes even in deeply intimate visions, like the two of you together in the stillness of night, not out of physical desire, but from a yearning to be close to you in every way, to touch both your soul and your body with sincerity. Then, the Tower card appeared, the card of insecurity, collapse, and wounded pride. This person feels incredibly vulnerable in comparison to you, overwhelmed by silent jealousy, fear, and a deep sense of inadequacy. They think others might be better suited for you. And yet, they can't let go. The Bear card also appeared, symbolizing strength and possessiveness. They hold a powerful wish within them: I don't want anyone else to have you. This feeling repeats again and again, not out of a need for control, but because their love runs so deep, so intensely. When asking about the future between you, particularly in the month of June, all signs point toward a move being made from their side. A shift that will bring you comfort, ease, and a sense of relief. But what I wanted to explore further was the nature of that action, because the card that appeared carries the energy of lying in wait, watching closely, preparing to act at just the right moment. They are silently observing, sensing the right time to step forward. They're not rushing blindly. They're choosing their moment with care, because this time, they don't want to lose their chance. And then, a powerful sense arises. This person is paying close attention to whether or not you're getting close to someone else. Maybe you've recently had a friendly interaction with someone, or maybe you're simply shining in a way that makes them feel as though someone new might be approaching you. And because of that, they've started to take aim, possessive feelings are rising to the surface, and they no longer want to delay. They're waiting for the right moment, not to see how far you'll drift away, but to show up at just the right time, to pull you back, to keep anyone else from getting too close. They may not say it aloud, but in their heart, you are something precious, something they cannot allow to slip through their fingers. The Arrow card also appeared, and it gave me a very specific impression. Is it possible you currently have someone in your life who could be seen as a romantic interest or dating prospect? If the answer is no, then perhaps you're simply sharing a positive, light-hearted connection with someone whose presence feels comfortable or enjoyable. And that alone is triggering jealousy in the person who cares about you. They feel threatened, as though they're having to swat away arrows coming from others, trying to defend their position with the thought, that person is mine. In this reading, I see the female figure on the card as a symbol of you. And the man aiming the arrow toward you, he represents the one who desires to protect, even claim, his place by your side. That arrow is not directed at you, but rather toward others approaching, his way of keeping rivals at bay. And then, unexpectedly, another figure appeared, another person entered the picture. I'll take a look at who that might be. It's possible that a pleasant, serendipitous meeting is coming your way. Even if you don't feel romantic toward this new person, there's a positive energy surrounding the interaction. It might simply be a conversation that flows easily, or a sense that this is a genuinely kind or engaging connection. But for the one who's already emotionally invested in you, it sparks discomfort. They start imagining things or immediately react with an inner voice shouting, "Don't even try. That's my person." A mindset filled with both protectiveness and an undertone of possessiveness. That feeling intense, protective, deeply territorial, is very present in this person's energy right now. Let me draw a bit more, and once again, the key card appears. This card keeps showing up. I'll try to get a better sense of who this other person is. It seems that their presence is making your person, the one who truly has feelings for you, feel confused and uneasy. Card number 33, the key, gives me the impression that this is your person. And at the same time, the Clouds card shows up, symbolizing emotional confusion and murkiness. Their feelings might not be intense jealousy, but there's definitely a sense of discomfort, as if they're silently asking, who is that person? A feeling of unease, of not being sure or secure. You could call it a light form of jealousy or restlessness. I'll pull a few more cards, and now the Clover card appears. When it comes to that other person, it seems like you've met them before. It could be someone you once greeted casually or had brief contact with during some occasion, a fleeting encounter, yet it left a small impression. The connection between you and that person seems light, perhaps just a few messages exchanged, or someone you once went to school with, like a classmate from high school or college, or even a colleague or an acquaintance from your social circles. From your side, you may see this relationship as just a casual, polite connection, nothing particularly meaningful. But for the person who genuinely cares about you, they're perceiving it in a completely different way. It seems they're unusually sensitive right now. Also, the Stars card appears, indicating that the other person, the one you've previously met, might be a bit younger than you, or someone who is currently chasing their dreams. They could have a bright, attractive appearance or a certain charm and charisma, the kind of person who carries a unique light within them, someone with a magnetic presence that naturally draws attention. Your person is also someone who possesses a natural charm, a person with a distinct magnetism and allure. Even you may find this person quite impressive, with many admirable qualities. The Mountain card appears, suggesting that there may be a certain distance or gap between the two of you, perhaps in terms of age. It's possible that this person is slightly older or younger than you. When asking about age specifically, though it's not always a clear topic in readings this time, a number emerged quite distinctly. I saw the number 29, which may indicate that this person is around 30 years old or slightly under. There may be a difference of about 3 to 4 years between you and them. This age gap could go in either direction. It's not the number that matters, but how it resonates. If someone comes to mind who fits this description, then chances are, this is the person being pointed to in the reading. And this very person, the one who has genuine feelings for you, is carrying a strong emotion that screams, "Don't let anyone else touch them. They're mine." There's a sense of possession, a deep desire to protect you from others, even a need to reclaim you if they feel you're becoming close to someone else. The energy is like, I don't want to lose this person. I want to keep them just for myself. So, where is this all headed? I drew another card, and the one representing you appeared, showing that your energy is taking the lead in this connection. And the answer is, you'll be okay. Everything is being guided toward a positive direction. This person, the one with feelings for you, truly wants to be with you. Even if they sometimes express that through jealousy or a sense of being threatened, they genuinely care about you. However, what I sense most clearly is that you have full freedom to choose. This relationship is not something that confines you, but rather a space where you're allowed to be fully yourself and make decisions that align with your heart. And then the Birds card appears. This suggests that you yourself may currently be in a relaxed, carefree state. You're not weighed down by emotional turmoil or inner conflict. Because of this, the energy of initiative and pursuit is clearly coming from the other person, the one who is eager to approach and get closer to you. When observing the current dynamic between the two of you, the overall feeling is that both sides are living quite freely. It seems that neither of you feels bound or constrained. There's even a sense of emotional detachment. From your side, you may not harbor particularly strong romantic feelings for this person. Perhaps your attitude is more like, it's fine, not bad. Meanwhile, the other person is unmistakably focused on you, deeply desiring to have you in their life. The next message points to a transformation within you, as if your soul is beginning to shine more brilliantly. You are entering a phase where you're becoming like a princess of light, embodying a radiant, elevated version of yourself both spiritually and personally. You may be shifting your focus toward your career, your ambitions, and personal goals rather than centering your life around love. And in this journey, you are refining and cultivating yourself, both inside and out, becoming more dazzling and magnetic. The Full Moon Mirror card appears, radiating mystery and allure. This enchanted mirror changes its reflection as it turns, and you, too, are undergoing a transformation. Your aura and energy are evolving into something more captivating, magnetic, and profoundly resonant. Not only your current person, but possibly others as well, may soon be drawn to you, captivated by your energy and seeking to get closer. From their perspective, you seem like something beyond explanation, an allure that surpasses conventional standards. You embody a kind of beauty that words can't quite capture, a magnetism that isn't easily defined. Like a perfect full moon, quiet, yet radiant. The high-speed train card appears, signifying that you're not standing still. You're evolving, moving forward, continuously growing and progressing. And because of this, the current person becomes even more anxious, falling into a subtle state of panic, afraid that you're slipping out of reach, moving beyond their orbit. Both the current person and any new individuals who may appear share a similar feeling. Please don't leave me. There's a sense of insecurity arising within them. Meanwhile, you are entirely free, living with ease and openness, not overly concerned about what's happening around you. You're unaffected by their need to hold on, and you're not preoccupied with what they think or feel. You carry no pressure, no stress. On the contrary, the ones feeling uneasy, affected, and afraid of losing you are those who are trying to reach you. However, the Ring card appears, indicating that the bond between you and your current person still exists and remains strong. Perhaps the two of you are dating, or you've already formed a committed relationship as a couple, or in some cases, even as spouses or long-term partners. Yet even within this connection, you are wholly focused on yourself, on your career, your personal evolution, and the pursuits that truly matter to you. You're coming through as someone who is in a state of real stability, independent, grounded, and emotionally self-contained. You're not caught in anyone else's emotional currents, and that's something truly rare. This reading makes it very clear, firm, and strong. You're looking forward, not back, and certainly not preoccupied with those who are looking at you. The bond still exists, and the relationship's status remains in a positive space. But your focus now is on your work, on your personal path, on refining and nurturing yourself, physically, mentally, and emotionally. So now, let's take a look at where this energy might be leading you, because the current flow suggests that you may be holding an important position or carrying a certain level of responsibility or influence in your work or social environment. Let's see what comes next. The Ten of Swords in reverse appears. Following it is the King of Swords. To be honest, the energy here is very promising. You may soon regain a strong sense of self-confidence, or someone who genuinely values and respects you may enter your life. It's also likely that you will begin to recognize and appreciate your own worth more deeply, especially in the realm of career and personal achievements. There are also cards here indicating a possible change in living or working environment. For instance, if you've been considering a job change, there's a strong chance you'll find a new opportunity that suits you well. If you're thinking of moving to a new place, the new environment could bring great things. If you're facing a business trip or a job transfer, that change is likely to yield positive outcomes. On the other hand, if you prefer to stay where you are, either in your current role or current home, there will likely be improvements in that space as well, helping you feel increasingly confident in the path you're on. Earlier in the reading, there was also a card from the Wand suit, which suggests that there might be something currently weighing on you, perhaps stress related to your job or mental strain from surrounding dynamics. It could involve concerns about workplace relationships, or the presence of someone who has made you feel like you need to prove yourself or push harder. Maybe you've even been pushing yourself to the brink, giving everything you have to work, family duties, or personal responsibilities that you've felt compelled to fulfill no matter what. It seems that many of you may currently be in a similar situation. And perhaps in the past, you were heavily influenced by your surroundings, caught up in disruptions or circumstances beyond your control. If that resonates with you, then the message here is this: you are being guided toward a better environment, one where things will flow more easily for you, where you can work in your own way without being confined or limited by conditions that don't align with who you are. Let me look a little deeper to understand what lies ahead. But even just the appearance of the King of Swords is already a powerful sign. This is a card that represents intelligence, clarity, and sharp decision-making. A person who embodies the energy of the King of Swords is often strong-willed, rational, and authoritative. There's an undeniable magnetism that comes from this type of presence, a quiet charisma rooted in strength and intellect. As for you, it seems you're someone who carries a strong sense of responsibility. And if at times you feel drained or burned out, reconnecting with nature could be a meaningful remedy. This is a gentle suggestion for the road ahead. When exhaustion hits, simply take a walk somewhere green, or sit quietly with a favorite cup of tea, green tea, herbal tea, whatever brings you comfort. The scent of tea may calm your mind. I don't know why, but the word tea keeps echoing in my head. Perhaps it's something important that the universe is trying to highlight for you. Additionally, you might consider bringing natural imagery, greenery, trees, or soothing landscapes onto your phone screen, whether as a wallpaper or lock screen. Even if you can't go outside often, simply looking at those images could bring you a sense of peace and relaxation. Here, the Amethyst card has also appeared, a beautiful sign of inner awakening and serenity. This card carries the energy of clarity, mindfulness, and a peaceful spirit slowly returning to you. Its back also features a deep green hue, once again emphasizing the theme of connection to nature and the healing energy of the earth. It's a truly wonderful message. The message here is that your mind is gradually returning to a state of balance. Negative emotions like frustration, sadness, or anxiety are slowly being soothed. What's even more significant is that I sense an awakening taking place within you. The word awakening might sound abstract, but if we imagine it in a more tangible way, it's like a volleyball or baseball player entering their peak performance zone, a moment when they play flawlessly, achieve everything they aim for, and nothing can stand in their way. You've likely witnessed or experienced moments like this, those times when you felt completely in your element, when everything flowed effortlessly and success seemed natural. That is the energy you're stepping into, a state of awakening where you can navigate everything with ease, whether it's work, love, or any area of your life. Everything is within reach. Everything is possible. This is a radiant state that you are gradually moving toward. However, as you step into this high-performance state, your body may release a surge of adrenaline, an intense stimulant that can leave you feeling drained afterward. And because you're someone who carries a strong sense of responsibility and pushes yourself relentlessly, it's natural to feel exhausted after giving your all. That's why, if you find yourself feeling tired, it's important to prioritize soothing both your body and your mind. You might try watching healing or calming videos, listening to relaxing music, or simply drinking plenty of water. These small acts can go a long way in helping you recharge. Additionally, if possible, take a walk in the forest, or more simply, surround yourself with the color green. This could be in the form of plants, nature-themed wallpapers on your phone, or placing green-colored objects in your space, where you can easily see them. That will be the gentle remedy, helping you return to balance after giving your all to shine your brightest. I truly hope these suggestions bring you a soft sense of support along this beautiful path you're on. This time, I've drawn quite a few cards, but the most striking energy is the deep admiration this person holds for you. When they look at you, they see someone incredible, strong, radiant, and inspiring. And it's not just them. Those around you seem to feel the same. There's a clear resonance in the energy between you and this person, and that connection gives others the impression that the two of you share a harmonious, close, and meaningful bond. The feeling this person has for you even goes beyond simple admiration or infatuation. It's reminiscent of Princess Kaguya, the ethereal beauty from legend, paired with the image of an enchanted, all-seeing mirror. Together, they evoke the sense of someone dazzling, magnetic, and utterly irreplaceable. This person doesn't want to lose you. No matter how strong you appear, they still see the tender, vulnerable side within you. And, because of that, they wish you could lean on them more. If there's anything weighing on you, any weariness or burden, they genuinely want to be the one to support you, to be by your side. They long to be your safe place, your shelter, if that can offer you any relief. This is a sincere desire born from care, not control. It's also possible that among the people around you now, someone is quietly concerned, wondering whether you're pushing yourself too hard, wondering if you're truly okay. Even if they don't voice it, they're watching over you with quiet devotion. I also sense that in the coming time, life will become even busier and your pace will pick up. But don't worry, you will not be alone. People will show up to help you, to uplift you, to walk beside you. Your environment will begin to shift in positive ways, making it easier for you to move through things with clarity and agency. The overall situation is stabilizing. Everything is beginning to flow more smoothly in your favor. Rest assured, you are not alone. And there are so many beautiful things waiting for you just up ahead. Your lucky color at this time is green. If possible, try incorporating green into your daily surroundings, whether through objects you use, your wardrobe, or as the dominant tone in what you create. Green carries a revitalizing energy. It brings healing, balance, and a sense of renewal that will support you in this current phase. As for your lucky numbers, a message has come through clearly. Repeating numbers like 11 and 22, often referred to as angel numbers, hold special meaning. If you start noticing repeating number patterns like 111 or 222 in your daily life, consider them gentle messages from the universe. In this reading, the number 111 carries particular significance for you. Additionally, the number 8 has shown up, radiating powerful energy. It symbolizes infinity, an unending flow of strength and abundance. So, in the coming days, pay attention to the numbers 111 and 8. They may appear as subtle guidance from the universe, supporting you, inspiring you, and pointing toward new paths filled with possibility. That brings us to the end of the reading for those of you who chose pile 2. Thank you so much for being here and for taking the time to connect with the messages in this reading. If any part of this touched your heart or resonated with something within you, I invite you to leave a small symbol or a few words in the comments, just to let me know the message found its way to you. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel to support my work. Your support is a deeply appreciated gift, an invaluable source of encouragement that helps me continue creating meaningful new readings for you. I look forward to seeing you again in the next reading. Hello to those of you who chose pile 3. Thank you for your patience. Now, I'll begin the reading for those who were drawn to the 3rd pile. I hope this reading brings you healing, fresh insight, and moments filled with love and tenderness. The topic today is, what is this person thinking about you? First, let's take a look at the current energy between you and this person. The first card reflects a sense of emotional stability and inner peace, yet there's also a subtle sadness woven into that calm. There's something deeply wistful, something tender and heartfelt lingering in the space between you two. I can clearly feel a gentle sorrow, an emotion that stirs, but hasn't yet taken shape in words. So, I'll pull another card to understand this more clearly. The next card comes from the Alice deck. It is the Strength card. A powerful and affirming message. It tells us that, despite the sadness or ache that may exist, there is still a resilient energy flowing between you and this person. Sadness and strength are walking side by side. For some of you, you may be contemplating the end of this connection, or perhaps you've already parted ways with this person. It's also possible that you're simply revisiting old memories, moments you shared, words they spoke that you're still trying to fully understand. These memories bring both sweetness and a lingering sting. You may find yourself thinking about them a lot lately, holding those moments close to your heart with care. Whether you've gone your separate ways or still share some kind of connection, what's present here is a profound emotion, sincere, deep, and gently laced with longing. Sometimes, after every meeting, both of you might have walked away with a lingering sense of longing in your hearts, wishing you could see each other again sooner, or wishing there had been just a little more time. Or maybe you're watching this reading because you've truly parted ways with this person. There's been a breakup, and yet you still quietly treasure every fragment of memory that remains. Even though sadness lingers, deep down inside, this person still holds a special place in your heart, as someone who feels like they were once a part of you. This isn't the kind of feeling where you hate them or anything overly negative. It's more of a gentle melancholy, a wistful emotion that doesn't quite have a name, a quiet kind of sadness filled with regret and tenderness. The next card is the 7 of Swords reversed. When I saw this card, the first thought that came to mind was, in the past, during your interactions with this person, you may have felt a sense of doubt, as if something wasn't entirely transparent. You may have wondered, are they hiding something? Are they being genuine? Or even, am I lying to myself? Some of you might have experienced a deep fear of being betrayed or hurt. However, the presence of the Strength card earlier shows that now, you're no longer caught up in those uncertainties. Perhaps you've decided that you won't let yourself be swayed by this person again. Or maybe you're now in a place where you can stay grounded, no longer being pulled around by your emotions as you once were. Still, looking back does make you feel a tinge of sorrow. You might still think about those moments you shared, still question the things left unsaid or unresolved. But this time, you're not spiraling into a storm of emotional insecurity like before. You're seeing everything with a clearer mind and a heart that has learned how to remain steady. And then, the next card is the 10 of Pentacles, a symbol of stability and peace. It seems that you've now entered a phase where everything within you has begun to settle. Perhaps you and this person have reconciled, healed, and rediscovered a sense of peace together. But it's also possible that you've found that peace within yourself. You've discovered a place where you truly belong, a space in your soul where fear no longer stirs you, where panic no longer pulls you off course. You've learned how to hold onto the beautiful things without losing yourself in them. And that is something truly beautiful. Even if you're watching this reading as someone who now belongs to that person's past, the energy of the Strength card still shines through clearly. Their emotions no longer shake you the way they used to. Or, at the very least, you've made a firm decision not to let yourself get swept into the same emotional chaos again. This message comes through with great strength and clarity. The next card is the Letter, but this time, the energy it brings is directed toward you. I feel that you're reminiscing about the past, about the words that were said, the moments you shared, and the emotions that once existed between you two. It's as if you're flipping through an old photo album in your heart, recalling familiar conversations, remembering the way you were once such an important part of each other's lives. If that's not the case, then perhaps you're quietly waiting for a message or a sign from this person. But what's notable here is that you no longer feel overly anxious or deeply disappointed if it hasn't come. You might simply be thinking, well, that's just how they are. I understand. I don't blame them. And even though a part of you still waits, still holds a small hope, there's no longer a storm of emotion inside you. Everything seems to have settled into its rightful place. There's also a possibility that you were the one who walked away. Or, at the very least, you chose to step out of the confusion to reclaim your own peace. The Garden card appears next, symbolizing exactly that. You might be opening your heart to new opportunities, new people, or perhaps you've simply found another space, a garden that feels more aligned with your current energy. If this doesn't resonate with your situation, then maybe this isn't your pile, or you can continue watching to see how things unfold. But one thing is clear, with the Strength card appearing upright, you're no longer lost in the emotional whirlwind. Within you now is steadiness, self-belief, and an inner strength guiding you to move forward more firmly along your chosen path. I sense that you're someone who has always tried not to be swept away by your emotions. Someone who, despite feeling shaken many times, still chose to face and overcome. Perhaps this person once left you confused, hurt, or adrift, but you didn't run away. You confronted your emotions, little by little, and that's why you're able to stand strong where you are now. Even though your heart may still carry traces of quiet sadness, some longing, some regret, you no longer wish to drown in them. Maybe you've come to accept, this is who they are. There's nothing more I can do. And instead of resenting or despairing, you've chosen gentle acceptance, not the kind that abandons love, but the kind that releases the need to change someone. You've chosen to return to yourself, to honor your heart, and to protect the peace and faith within you. Perhaps in the past, you were deeply angry with this person, hurt to the point that you didn't even want to think about them anymore. But now, everything has softened. Those intense emotions have faded. In their place is a sense of inner calm. You no longer allow this person to control your mood, and that, in itself, is a powerful step forward. Now, let's take a look at this person's current situation. And then, the Queen of Swords reversed appears, an image that represents emotional tension, coldness, or being under pressure from harsh words, particularly from someone in a position of power. It's possible that this person is dealing with criticism or strict control from a superior, a mother figure, an older sister, or a woman who plays a dominant role in their life. Following that is the Wheel of Fortune in reverse. This card suggests that things are not going smoothly for them at the moment. It seems like their life has hit a standstill, or that things aren't unfolding the way they had hoped. The flow of their destiny feels obstructed, progress is stalled, circumstances are unfavorable, or they are caught in entanglements that are difficult to unravel. And then, the Queen of Wands appears. She represents passion, vitality, and a fiery, determined spirit. The notable thing here is that within this person, a flame still burns, the desire to take action, to assert themselves, to live with purpose. However, the energies of the reversed Queen of Swords and the reversed Wheel of Fortune indicate that they're unable to do things the way they want. They're being held back, facing real difficulties in expressing who they truly are. There may be people around them who are unsupportive or actively suppressing their freedom. Or it might be their environment, their job, or social obligations that are making them feel stifled, as though they can't be themselves, as though they can't live in alignment with what their heart truly wants. That's why, if you sometimes find this person's behavior strange, or if you tend to worry about them, it may be because deep down, you can sense that they're genuinely struggling. They're going through a difficult period, and perhaps that's why you still look in their direction, with empathy and a quiet ache in your heart. You may have seen them as strong, full of inner power, but you also sense that behind that strength is someone who's barely holding themselves together under pressure. And that's why, from time to time, you catch yourself wondering, are they really okay? That feeling has kept you quietly watching over them, concerned, and hoping that one day they'll find their freedom again and return to the path that's truly meant for them. If you're watching this reading as someone who has already walked away from them, what I feel is this. Right now, they're caught in a state of stagnation. Nothing seems to be going as they wish. They may be enduring a difficult time when every plan, every effort, falls short of expectations. It's also possible that they've been criticized or given advice by someone they deeply trust. Maybe someone said things like, "That's not a good idea, you should change this," or "You can't keep doing that." And even though those words might have been said with good intentions, they've placed a heavy burden on this person. The Clover card suggests that these could be minor things on the surface, but this person is quite sensitive and deeply affected by them. In the reading, there's also an image resembling a king being scolded from the Alice deck, and since it appears reversed, the energy feels heavy and suppressed. I sense that this person is being pushed down, hit by harsh words that have caused them to freeze or hesitate. But with the powerful energy of the Queen of Wands that appeared earlier, I believe this is someone who has the strength to recover quickly. Even if wounded, they have the capacity to rise again, recalibrate their direction, and keep moving forward, driven by their own inner fire. And when I asked about this person's feelings for you, a very special card appeared. It carried a message of genuine connection, being whole in one's true self, and having faith in the bond that exists between two souls. This person, even if they're far away from you now, still thinks of you with undiminished emotions. Nothing has faded. In their heart, the connection between the two of you remains vivid and intact. No matter the distance, no matter whether you are currently together or not, what you once shared with them was, and still is real. They haven't forgotten. They continue to believe that there's an invisible thread linking you and them, something that can't be seen with the eyes, but is always present in the depths of their heart. Whether you are their current partner or someone from the past, you still hold a special place in their heart. A part of them is still turned toward you, still treasuring the memories and the foundation you built together. Even for those of you who are currently in a formal relationship with this person, whether you're dating, married, or sharing life together, the message remains clear. They constantly think about you, carry you in their heart, and that hasn't changed. Even if work or responsibilities have physically separated you, whether one of you is away or simply occupied with daily obligations, they still feel that, no matter the geographical distance, your hearts remain connected. A particularly sweet symbol appeared in the reading, a little penguin. Penguins are known to live in flocks, yet in this image, the penguin stands alone, as if it's lost from the group, wandering on its own, or perhaps choosing to walk a different path away from the crowd. This imagery reflects that your person feels there is some distance between you, not due to a loss of love, but because of current circumstances or emotional shifts that have created a subtle separation for now. And perhaps you, too, are feeling the same way, a slight distance, a quiet stillness, a touch of loneliness. But what's beautiful is that both of you still deeply cherish the invisible thread that connects you. You still hold onto the belief that we are still one, still in sync, still understanding each other, even if you're no longer together in every moment as you once were. Even when words aren't spoken, the feelings remain. The trust in the relationship, the bond between two souls, is still being carefully preserved. And then, the ring card appeared, a profoundly powerful symbol of commitment, devotion, and long-term attachment. Alongside it came the fish card, which represents emotional abundance, maturity, and mutual acceptance through freedom. This is an incredibly positive combination, suggesting that despite certain challenges, this connection is continuing to grow in depth. It's being nurtured through trust and genuine emotional closeness. This person truly values the relationship, and in their heart, you still hold a place that is deeply special and irreplaceable. I can clearly sense that they carry a longing, a desire for reconciliation, for return. The image of the lone penguin not only reflects a sense of isolation, but also confusion and disorientation. It's as if they're a child who has lost their way, unsure how to return to the place they once called home. Right now, they may feel as though they've drifted far from the garden you once tended together, a shared space that once brought both of you peace. They're thinking about returning to that place, to those feelings. Whether you define your connection as friends, partners, or a romantic relationship, in their heart, you are still someone profoundly important. And when I drew a card to ask what they truly wish for in this connection, the community card emerged. And that brings everything into focus. The word community here doesn't simply refer to a group of people, it carries a much deeper meaning. The feeling of belonging, of being surrounded by those who make you feel safe, understood, and joyful just by being near. This person feels as though they've been separated from that familiar space, as if they've wandered away from your embrace. They yearn to return to what once felt like home in their soul. They long to share joy with you, to experience life together, to exist in a connection where there is emotional harmony. Right now, they may be searching for a shared space, a space where they don't have to hide who they are, where they can simply be themselves, with you by their side. In this context, the desire for reconciliation, for healing, for rekindling the original connection, that is what they are truly hoping for. It's not just about returning because they feel lonely. It's because they've come to realize the true meaning of this relationship. They now understand that some people, some connections, simply cannot be replaced, no matter where you go or who you meet. You are that space for them. The place that feels like home. What they genuinely wish for is a deeper closeness, a more profound emotional connection with you. The community card doesn't just speak of togetherness, it evokes the image of a place where they truly belong. A space where they can be unfiltered, accepted, and deeply understood. That is what they crave from you. Not just a relationship, but a place in your heart, a home where their soul can rest. In particular, there was also an image of a card connected to the intestines, a symbol of inner transformation, representing a deep desire to shift something not on the surface, but in the way the two of you connect and communicate with each other. When I pulled additional cards, two key ones emerged: the Page of Pentacles and the Queen of Cups reversed. The Page of Pentacles represents the desire to learn, to start anew. It shows that this person wants to approach the relationship with sincerity, presenting their true self. They want you to see them clearly and realistically, as if they're saying, "This is who I really am." There's a longing to be acknowledged, to be recognized for the role they play in your life. They want you to know, without doubt, "This is me. Who am I to you in this relationship?" However, the presence of the Queen of Cups in reverse speaks volumes in a quiet way. This card is associated with deep love and emotional depth, but when reversed, it points to suppressed feelings, things left unsaid, emotions kept bottled up. They may be holding back affection, vulnerability, or an earnest longing to connect, but they don't know how to express it. It could be due to pride, fear of getting hurt, or simply not having found the right moment. All of this reveals that this person truly values the relationship. They deeply yearn for a closer, more intimate connection, one where they can finally speak the emotions they've kept inside. They want to be a clearly defined part of your world, and at the same time, they hope you can truly see them, not just through what they show, but through the feelings they've been quietly carrying in their heart. What this person is suppressing is, in fact, the acknowledgement of their own existence in your life. They want you to recognize this, that their feelings for you run deep, and they're yearning for those emotions to be seen and validated. They want to know, do I truly matter to you? They're seeking reassurance, a clear affirmation from you. Because this reading revolves around the theme of community and emotional closeness, it suggests that they may also be longing for more conversations, more joyful and intimate connections with you. They want you to understand them better. They want you to feel them, "I'm here. I've always been here beside you." The image of the penguin in the reading conveys that silent yet unmistakable message, "I'm here. I truly am. Please see me." And then, the Sun card appeared. In this Lenormand deck, inspired by the Rider-Waite tradition, the presence of the sun further reinforces the meaning. This person wants to shine in your eyes. They want to be seen, to be felt, to affirm their role in your world with warmth and vibrancy. However, from your side, there may be a sense of, "Why are we still talking about this?" Or, "I already know this is old news." Perhaps you've grown accustomed to their behavior, their slightly clumsy, naive, or even childlike manner. But within that innocence lies an unmistakable sincerity. And that very sincerity is what now drives them to be more proactive, more determined in reaching out to you. They may not always express things with perfect grace, but what they're trying to show you is real. "I care. I'm still here. I want to be seen, and I want to be part of your heart." In summary, this person wants you to understand one thing. They are here. They've always been here, quietly waiting for you to truly see them. And they're trying genuinely and persistently to be noticed, like a small sun hoping you'll recognize its light. When the Sun card appears in relation to their feelings for you, it might stir something in you. A quiet acknowledgement, a sense of, yes, I've noticed that before. And once again, the Sun makes its presence known, symbolizing radiance, visibility, and the longing to be seen. Alongside the theme of community present throughout the reading, this indicates that your person sees you as someone who is deeply admired, someone who shines brightly within the environment you belong to. This card, drawn from a Lenormand deck but inspired by the imagery of the Nine of Pentacles, speaks of charm, independence, and personal value, emphasized further by the appearance of the garden symbol. You, to them, are someone who stands out in your workplace or your social circles. And they, though symbolized by the sun, still feel unseen by you. As if they're thinking, I'm a sun, too. I'm valuable, radiant. Why don't you look my way? There's a hint of gentle jealousy, a quiet yearning for your attention. They feel dimmed in your light, drawn to your brilliance, but also aware of the emotional distance it creates. The appearance of the fox symbol adds another layer, suggesting caution, watchfulness. Right now, this person may be silently observing you, watching you interact joyfully with others in that shared space. They're not rushing in. Instead, they're waiting for the right moment, calculating how to approach you without misstep. In their heart, the feelings they carry are deep and sincere, and they long to express them even if they're still unsure how to do so the right way. And now, I want to go deeper, to look into the future of this connection between you and this person. Specifically, what do they truly desire in their heart? What do they want from this relationship? Where do they hope this bond between you two will lead? The cards that came out are Cross, Bouquet, Tower, Ring, Key, Birds, Clouds, and House. Right from the surface level, the Cross card appeared. And at the very center of the spread is the Ring, a clear and powerful indication that their most prominent desire is reconciliation, healing, and returning to the relationship they once had with you. All the cards that have shown up so far have consistently emphasized this longing. Additionally, the Ring also symbolizes commitment and entering into a formal relationship. But this time, the energy leaning from the card speaks more to a desire to return, to go back to what you once shared. However, the simultaneous presence of the Cross, Bouquet, and Tower shows that this person is well aware that going back won't be easy. They understand that it's a difficult path. Yet, the appearance of the bouquet confirms one thing: the feelings they have for you have never faded. Not once have they disappeared. And when looking at the likelihood of the two of you re-entering a relationship, this person feels that perhaps it's still too difficult. But when asked what they truly want, the answer remains the Ring, the symbol of bonding and promises. This shows that despite knowing how hard it would be, deep in their heart, they still yearn to return to what once was. Next, we move to the deepest layer, the subconscious realm, the part of their emotions they might not even be fully aware of themselves. Because this part is a bit unclear, I decided to pull a few more cards for clarification. The first card is the Rider. It seems that this person believes that if you were to take the initiative and approach them, they would immediately be open to reconciling. They have no intention of resisting or turning away. In fact, they are deeply hoping for it. I'll draw one more card to clarify further. And then, the Heart card appeared. It couldn't be clearer. This person is still deeply in love with you. Deep down, they believe, if only you would come back to me, everything would be okay again. However, along with that feeling is a layer of hesitation. This heart feels like it's melting, indicating that they're afraid they may have done something to hurt you, something that made you no longer want to come close. They might be silently blaming themselves, thinking, maybe I did something that made you hate me. Maybe you really do hate me now. There's a lingering fear that their past actions have caused you pain. In fact, the earlier appearance of the Cross card already hinted at this, reinforcing the possibility that this person may have done something wrong in the past, something that left you heartbroken. Not everyone makes such mistakes, but this reading speaks to those specific cases. So, why did they do something that hurt you? If this resonates with your experience, the answer lies in the next part of the reading. I drew more cards to uncover the reason. The next card is the Eye, a symbol of observation, scrutiny, or even judgment from others. This suggests that their hurtful action may have been triggered by outside pressure, the gaze of others, fear of being judged, or misunderstandings based on what they saw or perceived. It's also possible that they felt watched, restricted, or simply lacked the courage to face their true feelings at that time, and so they acted in a way that wasn't right. Following that, I drew the Anchor card. This card carries multiple layers of meaning: responsibility, stability, determination, or being under immense pressure, such as holding a leadership role or having to be the one in control. In this context, it reveals that their hurtful actions weren't born from carelessness or cruelty, but from a heavy sense of obligation. They didn't want to hurt you. On the contrary, they felt they had to do it. It wasn't easy for them. It wasn't thoughtless. It was a painful decision made under emotional and circumstantial pressure, as if to say, I didn't want to, but I felt I had no choice. The Spirit card also appeared, further emphasizing that their actions did not come from a place of freedom or genuine emotion, but rather from something they felt compelled to do, against their own will. It's likely that they themselves felt conflicted, awkward, and tormented by what they did. However, for some of you, hearing I didn't want to, but I had to may feel unacceptable, and that's completely understandable. So, I drew another card to dive even deeper into the true motivation behind their behavior. The next card is the Five of Wands, a symbol of inner conflict, competition, and struggle. This reveals that they may have been driven by jealousy, rivalry, or a triggered sense of insecurity, perhaps by the presence of someone they saw as a romantic threat. It might have been a specific person they perceived as competition, or simply an overwhelming fear that they were going to lose you to someone else. The dominant emotions here are jealousy, fear of being replaced, and wounded pride. These stirred something inside them, leading them to act in ways they didn't fully understand. The Spirit card, in this context, also represents the depths of their soul, the place where raw, unnamed emotions live, where instinct and reaction override logic and self-awareness. In essence, on the deepest level, they're carrying a heavy burden of remorse, not just for the pain they caused, but also for the confusion around why they acted that way in the first place. Their reaction came from a place of deep insecurity, rivalry, and fear of losing someone they truly value. It seems their emotions were powerfully shaken. Perhaps it was the mere thought of losing you to someone else that made them act rashly, worried, out of control. And because of that, the way they interacted with you took a negative turn. They may have said things that hurt you, or acted overly defensive and confrontational, which led to arguments or tension. The Five of Wands also points to a pattern of getting swept up in power struggles, either because they were too emotionally sensitive, or because their pride had been bruised. Additionally, the flower detail at the center of the card evokes the image of personal ego. It suggests that this person, out of pride or self-importance, may have acted coldly, spoken harsh words, or reacted with unnecessary intensity, ultimately causing you pain. After everything, they're now deeply afraid that they were the one who hurt you. At this moment, in the deepest layer of their soul, they are still haunted by that thought. The cards birds, clouds, and house bring forth a sense of constant overthinking, emotional fog, and inner restlessness. They keep wondering whether you are still in pain, whether there's still a chance to reconcile. And one thing is certain, they deeply want to make peace and return to the way things used to be. So, what lies ahead for the two of you? I pulled cards to look into the future of this connection. The first card that appeared is a time for change, a clear message that a shift is coming between you. I continued drawing to better understand the nature of this transformation. The next cards were the four-leaf clover, symbolizing luck, and the dog, symbolizing loyalty and deep friendship. These reveal that the upcoming shift will be a gentle and positive one, rooted in sincerity, mutual trust, and the emotional bond that already exists between you. Even though there have been wounds in the past, there remains a special connection between you two, and it is this very connection that will lay the foundation for a meaningful turning point in your relationship, one that moves toward healing and renewal. This person is carrying within them a very clear desire. They want to change themselves in order to regain your trust. This transformation may manifest as a concrete action directed toward you, or it might be a quiet, internal shift in their mindset and values. Either way, what they are striving for is to become someone who truly appreciates the things they once took for granted, the simple, everyday moments that were always there but were overlooked. The image of the penguin that appeared in the reading brings a deeply emotional feeling, as if they once walked away from the warmth of the heart, strayed from the arms of someone who truly cared for them, chasing after their ego or something they believed was more important. But now, they've come to realize that the most beautiful things were right in front of them all along. The companions who stood by them, the relationships that held real meaning, the things they assumed would always be there. Now, they want to live differently, to live with gratitude, with presence, and with genuine appreciation. And that shift has everything to do with you, because you are part of what they now recognize as truly precious. I then drew a card to explore your current emotional state, the person listening to this reading. The card that appeared was the coffin, symbolizing endings, transformation, and new beginnings. Right after that came the penguin once again, a detail that feels truly significant. This imagery suggests that some of you may already be walking down a new path, beginning a journey of your own, no longer tied to the past with this person as you once were. Perhaps you have already chosen to let go, or you're in the process of healing and turning in a different direction. Yet, there are also those of you who remain open, ready to face the past, to listen, and to reconnect if the sincerity is real. The fact that both figures in this reading are now facing each other, and that the penguin has reappeared, points to the real possibility of reconciliation, especially for those who still carry a sense of belief and enough emotion to look toward one another again. The bond is still there, and something beautiful may still unfold, if both people are willing to change and take those steps with open hearts. The fear present in this reading is not a negative kind of fear. It stems from the depth and intensity of the bond between the two of you. It's the kind of fear that arises when something feels sacred, like a soul-deep connection, a karmic tie that still exists. And there is a very real possibility that a moment will come when the two of you face each other again, where this person will be the one to reach out first, to initiate a conversation, to try and reconnect. The appearance of the penguin, which symbolizes approaching and reaching out, along with the fish, a symbol of emotional abundance, flowing inner richness, and soft, generous energy, indicates that reconciliation, reconnection, and the experience of emotional fulfillment are genuinely possible. However, it's important to acknowledge something else. From the very beginning of this reading, the scythe appeared. This suggests that some of you may be in a place where hope has already faded, where you're considering walking away from this connection entirely. It doesn't necessarily mean a harsh or dramatic cutoff, but many of you might be thinking, maybe it's time to let go. Maybe this bond no longer serves me. For those of you in that place, those who feel truly exhausted, deeply hurt, unable to sleep or find peace, constantly caught in the loop of emotional anguish, please understand this. If a relationship causes you that much pain, it may no longer be something worth holding yourself hostage within. In such a case, you don't have to keep holding on. Because this reading also reveals something else. Another person will come along, someone truly aligned with you, someone who brings your heart a sense of peace and wholeness. A person with whom you won't have to guess, won't have to suffer, but can simply be yourself, and that alone will be enough for happiness. So, if there's still something you need to say, something left unresolved, then allow yourself to face it, to seek clarity until your heart is truly at ease. But if your heart is too tired, if you've reached the end of what you can bear, then trust that you are worthy of something more, of someone who matches your rhythm, who brings serenity and fulfillment to your heart. For those of you watching this reading who feel, I truly can't let go of this person, or I still love them deeply and I'm still waiting for them, then today's reading is genuinely bringing a positive sign. Because clearly, the possibility of reconciliation and coming back together is very real. Even if, in the past, you believed there was no hope left, perhaps you felt everything had ended, especially with the earlier appearance of the coffin card. This reading now reveals that from the very place that seemed closed, a new opportunity is preparing to unfold. Once again, the two of you may have the chance to face one another, to talk, and through that, the connection can begin to heal. That is what the cards are affirming. However, the key lies in this. Whether or not you choose to believe in that possibility is entirely up to you. The reading can open a door, but the one who must walk through it is you. And if you are someone who still wants to wait, who still wants to hold faith in this bond, then take heart, because signs, messages, or even a real chance for reconnection are likely to come, and soon. On the other hand, for those of you who are thinking, I'm exhausted. I truly can't take this anymore. I want to let go, but I just can't. Then for you, letting go is no longer a defeat. It becomes the way you end your suffering. Not because you lack patience, but because you no longer need to keep enduring something that hurts you so much you can barely recognize yourself. Letting go, in this case, is not about denying your love. It's about choosing peace for your own heart. It's about setting yourself free not because you stopped loving them, but because you know you deserve a life without constant anguish and emotional pain. Walking away doesn't erase your feelings, it simply honors your right to emotional safety. Now, I will continue drawing cards to see what specific action this person may take, or what kind of message or meaningful information related to them will be coming your way. And the cards reveal this. There is a very real possibility that this person will reach out to you, will try to reconnect, and may even say the very things you've been longing to hear. The penguin appears once again, symbolizing an emotional reunion or the return of a long-lost connection. So whether you choose to wait or to walk away, know this: you have the right to decide the path that brings you the most peace and happiness. And the universe will always support you in that choice. The cards snake and mouse have also appeared, both symbols of worry, stress, suspicion, and hidden negative energies. When asking about this person's next actions, the message that emerged was, it might be just as you're about to let go, just as you decide to move on, that they unexpectedly reach out. For example, the moment you think, I'm ready to meet someone new, they might suddenly message you. And because of that, it becomes difficult to truly walk away. It's not that this person is intentionally trying to keep you tied to them in a negative way, but there is something undeniable here. Their energy is still entangled with yours, and that's what makes it so hard for you to fully detach. If these signs bring you joy, if they warm your heart even a little, then that's perfectly okay. You can welcome them. Because the Clover card, symbol of lighthearted luck and subtle opportunity, has also appeared. This indicates that they may take a small action that gently opens a new door. Perhaps they'll send you a simple sticker, a short message like "How have you been?" or an unexpected note such as "It's been a while." However, the Clouds card also appeared, representing doubt, uncertainty, and lack of clarity. Because of what has happened in the past, you might find it hard to trust. You may ask yourself, is this genuine this time? Or will it all just repeat? You might choose to remain silent, to observe without responding right away. But what matters is this: the chance for reconciliation still exists. And if you want to believe in it, you absolutely can, because the energy of a positive reconnection is still very much present. And now, the reading reaches a branching point. What will happen if you choose to believe in that message, to trust the reconnection? And what if you don't? I continue drawing cards to explore both possibilities: if you trust and accept the connection, and if you choose to walk away and no longer place your faith in this person. The Clover appears once again, powerfully affirming that an opportunity is indeed approaching, and you are completely free to take it if you wish. The cards speak clearly. If you choose to trust, if you choose to open your heart and receive the signal from this person, things will move in a positive direction. And if you choose not to believe, if you decide not to respond or accept the gesture, the card that appears is the Anchor, a symbol of stability, grounding, and inner peace. The reading shows that even if you turn away, this path will still lead you back to emotional security and clarity. The Anchor card carries the same energy as the King of Cups, a state of emotional maturity, self-mastery, and being no longer swayed by turbulent feelings. This means that whether you accept or reject this reconnection, both roads ultimately guide you toward a calm and steady place within yourself. To provide deeper insight, I drew one more card. If you choose to welcome this opportunity, that is, if you do not reject them, the card that appears is the Nine of Pentacles. This is a beautiful card, representing fulfillment, self-confidence, and the feeling of being worthy. Whether or not the relationship is rekindled, this energy shows that you will come to feel, it's good that things were clarified. I feel at peace. I feel grateful. If you choose not to accept, the card that appears is the Ace of Wands in reverse. Normally, this card signifies a passionate new beginning, but when reversed, it points to a loss of momentum, fading emotions, or a temporary sense of directionlessness. However, this is not a negative message of despair. Instead, it suggests a necessary pause, a moment for you to return to yourself, to rest and realign your path. In summary, if you choose to believe and open your heart, you will experience relief, a sense of inner peace and quiet fulfillment. If you choose not to believe and decide to walk away, you will still gain emotional stability, though it may come after a period of stillness and reflection. Neither path is wrong, they simply reflect the different ways you may choose to live this present moment. And no matter which direction you take, the universe will continue to support you, as long as you remain true to your own feelings. The reversed Ace of Wands doesn't imply hatred or rejection, but rather evokes the image of a once burning flame gently being extinguished, like a candle melting into still water. Wands represent the element of fire, passion, desire, intensity, but when reversed and paired with the Anchor, a card symbolizing the element of water, it paints a picture of that fire being softly cooled, gently dissolved. This could reflect the love you once had, the heat, the longing, the emotional fire, now becoming calmer, less consuming. No longer an aching or driving force, but rather a soft memory, a tender presence that time has begun to quiet. And then, when I pulled one final card to clarify, the star appeared. A beautiful, serene sign of hope, healing, and light ahead. This card speaks of new beginnings, not rooted in conflict or pain, but in renewal. If you choose to let go, a new door will open. A new person may come, someone who brings fresh light, new feelings, and peace to your heart. Some of you may enter an entirely new chapter in love, one that is gentler, freer, and far less burdened by sorrow. I can also feel that for some of you, reconciliation with the past person is truly possible, a reconnection that is more mature, grounded, and rooted in mutual understanding. The frequency of reunion is still present, but this time, it's no longer something that pulls you in, overwhelms you, or leaves you wounded the way it once did. Whether you choose to stay or to walk away, the reading clearly shows that this time, you will no longer be swept up in the other person's emotional waves. You're no longer the one being led in circles, caught in uncertainty. Earlier, the snake and mouse appeared as symbols of doubt, anxiety, and insecurity, but now, you've become strong enough not to be consumed by them anymore. You've reclaimed your emotional autonomy, and that, in itself, is something truly beautiful. Regardless of whether the path you choose is reconnection or closure, you will no longer be hurt in the same way again. Because this time, you've learned how to love yourself first. The energy that radiates from the reading now feels like, so that's how it is. The snake and mouse, which initially suggested the possibility of this person triggering jealousy, planting seeds of doubt, or acting ambiguously with others, no longer seem to hold sway over you. Strangely enough, the reading shows you are no longer affected by those things. The Clover and Anchor cards appear together again, representing the solid foundation you've built within yourself. You are no longer caught in emotional chaos, no longer shaken by unclear or inconsistent behavior. Even if this person returns, you may simply observe and think, they're still the same. Because from the very beginning, the Coffin card appeared, signaling that a certain emotional cycle within you has already closed. From here, two paths emerge clearly. For some of you, there will be reconciliation, healing, mutual growth, and a willingness to embrace each other's differences, leading to a renewed relationship built on stronger ground. For others who once believed, I truly can't go on like this, the other door that opens is the arrival of someone new, someone more aligned with you, someone who is gradually making their way into your life. And when additional cards were drawn to explore the energy of a new or significant person who may enter your life in the future, the cards revealed were the Moon, representing someone with deep emotional sensitivity, a rich inner world, romantic inclinations, and the ability to touch your soul on a profound level. The Star, symbolizing a dreamlike presence, a guiding light, someone who embodies inspiration, hope, and gentle healing. They may be an ideal type for you, or someone who brings renewed faith and a sense of emotional renewal. The Bear, indicating someone grounded and steady, a person with life experience, responsibility, and possibly a respected voice in their community. Despite their strength and authority, they carry a warm heart and a protective nature when it comes to those they love. Taken together, these cards suggest the arrival of someone who combines emotional depth, romantic ideals, and real-world stability. Whether you choose to reconcile with someone from the past or open your heart to a new connection, your heart is on its way to being comforted and cherished in the way it truly deserves. This individual may not necessarily hold power in the traditional sense of status or high-ranking position, but the energy they embody, reflected in the harmony of the Moon, the Star, and the Bear, speaks of someone with profound emotional capacity, strong protective instincts, and a genuine desire to nurture and love. They are likely to have a stable income or, at the very least, clear financial growth potential in the future. The presence of the star also suggests natural magnetism and visibility, a person with charm, charisma, and a bright future. With them, you may find both emotional tenderness and practical security. They are someone you can truly lean on, a presence that blends the real with the magical in the most reassuring way. The orange tones appearing in the cards evoke a sense of warmth and familiarity, much like the golden light of sunset. This gives the person in question an aura of comfort and emotional maturity. At the same time, they carry a gentle romanticism, someone who knows how to create tender, emotionally rich moments. They seem spiritually mature, and the energy surrounding them is calm, serene, and soothing. In terms of appearance or energetic presence, this person likely exudes vitality, possibly with a strong or well-toned physique, or simply a sense of quiet strength. They are neither overly loud nor overly reserved, striking a balanced presence that blends inner depth with outward confidence. They don't lean strictly introverted or extroverted, but rather display an adaptive and flexible way of connecting with others. As for personality, they aren't the stubborn or rigid type, but they do have a firm sense of self. They know who they are and value their personal principles. Their demeanor is calm and composed, making them unlikely to be easily swayed by trivial matters. There's a quiet strength in their character, steady, reliable, and emotionally grounded. Most importantly, the cards suggest that you will truly care for this person. There's a strong indication that this might be someone you've already met, or, at the very least, someone who will feel incredibly familiar from the very first interaction. There's a sense of recognition, as if your soul already knows theirs. So, whether they've already entered your life or are just around the corner, what's clear is this: someone is coming into your world, or is already here, who brings with them a deep sense of safety, emotional richness, and lasting stability. With this person, you won't feel the need to strain or prove yourself. You'll simply be able to be yourself, and they'll choose to stay, naturally and wholeheartedly. You mentioned that you're planning to move to a place with a better environment, and the question arises, have you already met this special person? The cards answer, yes, you have. The reading reveals that brighter days lie ahead, and this person has already appeared in your life, either in your current environment or somewhere nearby at this very moment. One of the most notable cards drawn was Speak Up, Express Yourself. This suggests that the person in question is calm, steady, and provides a strong sense of safety, but they are not the type to express affection in bold or overwhelming ways. Rather than taking assertive or aggressive action, they tend to observe quietly, offer gentle companionship, and lean toward a nurturing, protective energy. The reappearance of the moon reinforces the image of someone emotionally rich, sensitive, and soulful. They are likely introspective, reserved, and humble, someone who won't assert themselves unless necessary, and who often chooses to yield, stay composed, and accept your choices with quiet grace. Yet beneath that calm surface lies a core of strength and clarity, especially when it comes to protecting those they love. This person is already present in your life. They are not a complete stranger arriving from a distant place. It's possible you haven't fully considered them as a romantic possibility, but they are there, watching over you quietly, staying close without intruding. They don't push, they don't pressure, and they don't demand space, but neither do they disappear. This is someone who, if you take a moment to look back with a quiet heart, you'll realize has always made you feel at ease. Around them, you can be fully yourself without trying too hard. I continued drawing cards to get a clearer sense of timing, specifically when you might come to realize that this person is the one. And what the cards reveal is this: this person has been silently watching over you for some time, and in the near future, the connection between the two of you will become more defined and emotionally deeper, especially once you find the courage to express your true self and choose peace over intense passion. So, if there's someone around you who makes you feel calm, at ease, and safe, someone with whom you don't have to try hard to attract or impress, then it's very likely that you've already found them. This person, although already present in your life, seems to have never openly expressed their feelings for you. That's precisely why the Speak Up, Express Yourself card appeared in the spread. They haven't boldly confessed or shown their emotions, which may be why you haven't fully noticed how they truly feel about you. When I asked about the timing, when you might truly recognize or encounter an opportunity with this person, the answer was very soon. Within the next month. Most notably, the cards indicate that this time, they will take the initiative. A clear, heartfelt action will come from them. It could be something as simple and sincere as, "I've actually always cared about you," or "You've been on my mind for a long time." Something you may not expect, but that will feel undeniably genuine. Additionally, the appearance of the book card at the end of the spread symbolizes long-hidden emotions, feelings that have been quietly protected and cherished in their heart for quite some time. When asking specifically about the timing of this person's action, when they might send a message or clearly express their intentions, the cards reveal the following. Before August, there will be a series of subtle signs. Small gestures, gentle interactions, and caring messages, such as checking in or casually showing concern, will begin to unfold. These will gradually build the emotional bridge between you. By August, a decisive moment will arrive, whether from you or from them. The reading indicates that August will be the time when things become crystal clear. You'll know who you want to choose and which direction you wish to follow. The Eight of Pentacles also appeared, a card often associated with dedication, focused effort, and conscious choice. This suggests that, ultimately, you will make a deliberate, wholehearted decision to commit to one person and invest in that connection fully. However, there is also a possibility that you might maintain contact with both individuals for a short time, one being someone from your emotional past, the other being a new presence who brings ease and stability. And that's entirely valid, as long as it doesn't cause inner conflict or emotional distress. Regardless of the path you choose, whether it's rekindling a past relationship or embracing something new, the reading consistently emphasizes one thing. This time, you hold the power to choose. You are no longer in a passive role, waiting for someone else to change. You are the one who decides where your heart belongs. And the universe will fully support a choice that comes from self-respect and self-love. It's also possible that one of these individuals will naturally shift into the role of a friend, while the other will become your romantic partner. The reading makes it clear that before August, you will make a firm and conscious decision to choose one person as your emotional commitment. The appearance of the ring further confirms this, symbolizing the establishment of a committed bond. No more wavering, no more uncertainty, just clarity and emotional alignment. The person, the one who has already entered your life, will reappear within the next month. As previous readings have shown, they will be the one to take the initiative, expressing the sincere emotions they've long kept to themselves. When digging deeper into the potential outcome if you choose the past person, the one currently present in the reading, the cards reveal reconciliation, mutual understanding, and emotional reconnection. There is a genuine chance that both of you will truly understand each other this time. The relationship could be restored on a more mature and emotionally grounded level. A card symbolizing harmony, healing, and closeness has appeared, a deeply positive sign for those who are still open to reviving a former bond. On the other hand, regarding the new person, the reading brought a surprising message. The card "You Are the One" appeared. This is one of the most powerful messages in love readings, symbolizing someone who wholeheartedly sees you as their only choice and truly wants to build something lasting with you. The reading indicates that this person will actively approach you, express themselves clearly, and make you feel deeply valued and cherished. As for you, the cards suggest that you may initially feel hesitant or uncertain about the new person. But with time, your heart will begin to recognize where it truly leans. Both individuals offer very different kinds of connections. The past person represents memories, emotional depth, and a connection shaped by shared experiences, one that has seen both pain and profound bonding. The new person symbolizes a fresh start, pure, intentional, open, and full of forward-looking clarity. And no matter whom you choose, the decision will not be wrong, because this time, your heart is clear and mature enough to distinguish between attachment and true happiness. August will be a pivotal time, the moment when everything becomes clear. And it will be you, with a steady, self-aware heart, who makes the final choice. The energy of the new person in this reading is portrayed with great clarity. They come to you with sincere affection, a quiet but unwavering heart that has been oriented toward you for some time. When they show up and express their feelings, you'll likely find yourself thinking, "So this is how they've always felt about me," a moment of surprise, but also one that fills you with warmth. The card Hame, the one and only special person in someone's heart, reveals that this individual approaches you with complete seriousness, and a heart devoted solely to you. They are not evasive, not ambiguous. Their feelings are clear, genuine, and unwavering. As for the person from the past, as mentioned earlier, reconciliation and mutual understanding are still possible. It's likely that the two of you may choose to maintain a meaningful connection, perhaps as close friends or important people in each other's lives, without necessarily continuing as romantic partners. Everything appears to be moving toward a peaceful resolution, free from emotional struggle or lingering pain. By the time August arrives, you will find yourself in a much clearer emotional state. The indecision will fade. The questions like, should I wait for the past? Or can I trust the new one's sincerity? Will no longer trouble you. You'll simply know who you want beside you, not just based on feelings, but because that person allows you to be your true self, to feel loved and cherished. When the cards were asked to reveal your emotional state at that moment, they painted a very special picture. You won't have to do anything, you'll simply need to receive. Because this person, the one carrying the new energy, is someone ready to give, ready to do whatever it takes to see you happy. They don't expect equal returns. All they want is for you to be yourself, to feel safe and secure in the love they offer. This is someone warm, generous, and unwavering, someone who, if you're willing, will meet your every need not out of obligation, but out of love. Additionally, the card Harvest after 1 year suggests the following. This person is very likely someone you've met within the past year. It may have been a casual encounter, someone connected to your work environment, mutual friends, or even a person you once spoke to without considering them in a romantic light. But now, all the pieces are beginning to align, and you come to realize. Sometimes, true love doesn't require a long search. All it takes is the clarity to recognize it and the openness to receive it. The reading is speaking with striking clarity. The person you're meant to connect with in the near future is someone you've already crossed paths with within the last 12 months. This energy is not distant or abstract, it's present. This person is already part of your current world. It could be someone you've interacted with, someone you know, but have never considered through the lens of love, until now. As for you, your emotional state is reflected in the theme of release, of gently letting go, of softening into the present moment without resistance. You're no longer tense, guarded, or hesitant. You're simply allowing your emotions to flow naturally, as if to say, I'm not trying to hold on, and I'm not trying to push anything away. I'm simply living in the truth of how I feel. This reveals that you're now in a space of inner calm, peace, and readiness to receive. And because you're in such a receptive, grounded state, the other person, the one embodying the energy of care and protection, will begin to express themselves even more openly. They will be the giver in the relationship, offering love freely and abundantly. This dynamic may naturally lead the connection to deepen emotionally and possibly even physically. Of course, if you're not comfortable with developing the relationship in a more intimate direction, this can also be understood as you're ready to bond with someone wholly and sincerely, from the heart. The book card has appeared once again, signaling that truths previously hidden from you will begin to come to light. If you've ever felt unsure or uneasy about this person, those lingering doubts will gradually dissolve as deeper understanding unfolds. You may uncover sincere thoughts they've long kept to themselves, or come to realize that the things you once worried about weren't at all what you imagined. When that happens, your emotions will overflow with a joy that's hard to describe, like finally touching the sense of harmony your heart has been quietly searching for. The cards suggest you'll feel something like, so we really do think the same way. I'm not alone in this feeling after all. And then, a familiar image returns, the bear, the same presence that has appeared in previous readings. This person is still watching you from a distance. They may be experiencing a touch of jealousy or confusion as they sense changes within you, or perhaps the energetic presence of someone new in your life. But rather than pushing them away, these feelings only confirm one thing: this person still cares deeply, and they will take action when the time is right. Altogether, today's reading lays out a clear path ahead. You are drawing closer to a truly meaningful relationship. This person is already nearby, and the moment of emotional revelation is fast approaching. All you need to do is keep your heart open. There's no need to chase or force anything. And when the truth comes to light, you will feel fully seen, truly loved, and deeply chosen. It seems that the person carrying the energy of the new connection is truly someone special. The Sun card has appeared, symbolizing light, warmth, joy, and life itself. This person holds genuine affection for you. Even though there's a subtle desire to have you all to themselves, a quiet wish for emotional exclusivity, they never impose or make you feel uncomfortable. Instead, they choose to stand quietly in the background, simply observing your happiness. And if you are genuinely content, that alone is enough for them. There are gentle undertones of possessiveness, represented by the clouds, but paired with the sun, these emotions don't turn dark. On the contrary, they highlight a person who loves deeply, understands quietly, and gives with a generous and open heart. Compared to the past person, someone who may have left you feeling uncertain, confused, or emotionally entangled in a push-and-pull dynamic, the new person offers something far more grounded: clarity, sincerity, and emotional reliability. What's beautiful is that even with the past person, if the two of you have the opportunity to reconnect, the reading shows that there could be mutual understanding, compassion, and a much softer, gentler bond than before. The reading forms a serene, almost luminous picture. Two people are drawn to you, not in a competitive or forceful way, but with respect and tenderness. It's as if each is silently saying, "I love you. But if your happiness lies elsewhere, I will lovingly step back." As for you, your current energy suggests that your heart is gradually awakening to joy, wholeness, and a sense of being genuinely loved. There is no more fear, no more hurt like before. The card flow of abundance has appeared, indicating that the blessings coming into your life now are the direct result of what you've given in the past. The reading acknowledges that you may have been someone who gave deeply, whether in love, relationships, or through quiet acts of self-sacrifice that went unspoken. And now, the universe is responding in kind, sending you people who carry the energy of healing, of tenderness, and who genuinely wish to care for you from the bottom of their hearts. You no longer need to force anything. You don't have to chase anyone. You don't have to try so hard to be loved. Because right now, in this very moment, you are already loved gently and completely. The reading reveals that you've truly put in tremendous effort, whether in love, in healing, or in the journey of self-reflection and inner awareness. And now, all of that effort is beginning to blossom into something meaningful and lasting. The flow of abundance card has appeared once more, along with a steady current of energy representing wholeness and fulfillment, as if to emphasize that abundance is flowing toward you. Not only in terms of material prosperity, but also in the emotional, spiritual, and relational aspects of your life. The person who carries the energy of the bear, someone you have already met or are slowly beginning to sense, will be the one to bring you many beautiful things. Not only warmth and affection, but also the kind of energy that makes you feel valued, supported, and protected. This could be the person who inspires you to grow financially, advance in your career, or finally see the worth in yourself that you may have once doubted. And because you have loved with all your heart, because you've lived honestly and wholeheartedly in your emotions, you now deserve to receive all of this in return. What's more, the energy in this reading reveals that the fullness and abundance you receive from this person won't stop with you. It will continue to ripple outward, touching those around you. Like a sacred cycle, you receive, you give back, and you pass it on. This person isn't just entering your life to love you, they are here to awaken something deeper within you. A healing force. A light meant to radiate beyond you. They are here to help activate that part of you that heals, gives, and uplifts others, simply by being your true self. The miracle lies in this. The abundance you're receiving does not make you selfish. It makes you even more generous, more loving, and more willing to share that goodness with the world around you. This reading unfolds like a blessing. You are approaching a relationship that is not only emotionally deep, but also rich with positive, uplifting energy. Through this connection, you will receive love, support, and even practical opportunities, whether in finances or career growth. Most importantly, the blessings you receive will not stop with you. They will continue to flow outward, becoming inspiration, warmth, and light for others around you. Because you are worthy. And because the universe always responds to hearts that live truthfully, love sincerely, and strive wholeheartedly. Through this connection, not only will your love life begin to blossom, but the overall quality of your relationships, your social, emotional, and even professional circles will elevate as well. Everything seems to be aligning in a beautiful, expansive direction. This person, the one who appears as the lucky person, the bringer of good fortune, shows up alongside the card Hame, the one and only special person in someone's heart. Together, they reflect someone who truly sees you as precious, someone they want to protect and cherish for the long term. The energy of this connection is not fleeting, it's not the kind that comes and goes. Instead, it speaks of a steady presence. This person remains by your side quietly, but persistently. Whether or not the two of you enter a romantic relationship, they are destined to be a long-term companion in your life, whether as a lover, a life partner, or a deeply connected spiritual friend. Even if you choose to return to the past person, the one referenced throughout this reading, the connection can still find healing, reconciliation, and growth. And what's truly remarkable is this: you may still sustain a beautiful relationship with a new person, the one who brings a deep sense of safety, stability, and heartfelt love. This reading emphasizes strongly that many of you are being given a chance to step into a meaningful connection with someone you've recently met, a person whose presence uplifts you both spiritually and practically. The cards the Bear, the Moon, the Star, the Sun, and like all appeared together, each representing protection, gentleness, emotional maturity, and pure affection. This person carries powerful inner strength without showing off, warmth without possessiveness, love without pressure. They bring you emotional richness as well as tangible value, helping you expand inwardly and outwardly. And if you wish to begin a romantic relationship with this person, the reading clearly affirms, yes, you can, and they are strong and grounded enough to build something lasting with you. This person will help you become more abundant from within emotionally, spiritually, and in your belief in love, and in turn, you'll find yourself capable of giving even more love to others. Because once you're filled with love, you naturally become a vessel of love. This reading feels like a message from the universe. True, steady, and peaceful love is right before your eyes. And you, after everything you've been through, are worthy of living in that fullness. The abundance you are beginning to receive, both emotionally and spiritually, is not something you keep only for yourself. It's radiating outward, reflecting back into your connection with this person, and extending even further into the expansion of positive energy throughout your entire journey in love. The reading flows like a circle. You receive, you give, and then you receive again. A cycle of healing and wholeness is unfolding. And because you're now attracting a great deal of attention, kindness, admiration, even heartfelt proposals from different directions, you may find yourself quietly wondering, why are so many people drawn to me all of a sudden? Do I truly have something special? The cards answered that question with beautiful clarity. From the Color Messages deck, the first card that appeared was, you are humble, yet carry a natural magnetism that makes others wish you could see yourself more confidently. You radiate a quiet, authentic charm, not through grand displays or overt allure, but through emotional depth, humility, and an elegance that feels serene. Those around you can sense this. They want you to believe in yourself more, because they see how deserving you are. Your humility is, in fact, part of your unique appeal. It makes others feel at ease around you. No pressure, no judgment, just the freedom to be themselves. And it is precisely because you don't try to be captivating that you become all the more captivating. This understated yet powerful presence is what draws people toward you. It's a quiet light, and it's growing stronger with every loving choice you make. Next comes the color magenta, a rich red-purple hue. This is one of the foundational soul colors, symbolizing the harmony between deep inner awareness and vibrant life energy. It carries the meanings of positive transformation, creativity, and spiritual connection. Magenta is also the color of the guide, the one who brings inspiration, peace, and awakens the hearts of others. That's why your magnetism doesn't come from what you show, it comes from who you are. Honest, genuine, lively, gentle, and profoundly deep. You make others feel comfortable. You make them want to draw closer. And, most importantly, you make them feel safe in their own emotions. So, if you still find yourself asking, why me, remember this. You don't need to try to be special. You already are in your quiet humility and your natural light. And that, more than anything else, is why love is coming to you from more than one direction. This card reveals that you carry a mysterious allure, as if you possess a deep wisdom and a connection to the spiritual world. You may be someone who is drawn to divination or who naturally gravitates toward mystical, soul-centered themes. Others may even intuitively sense this about you. When it comes to your attractiveness, it's hard to define in just a few words. But one of the most striking traits is your humility. You tend to put others before yourself. You don't flaunt your light, but the truth is, you radiate a quiet royalty. In the eyes of others, you shine with the energy of a queen or a true princess. And because of that, the people around you feel a strong urge to protect you. They feel that you are someone truly worthy of being cherished. You possess enough magnetism to carry yourself with far more confidence, but you don't show it. In fact, you often hold yourself back, cloaked in humility. And it is precisely that humility that makes you all the more captivating in the eyes of others, especially in the eyes of the person you're thinking about or the lucky person who appeared in this reading. They see you as truly remarkable, someone with a beauty that is rare and quietly profound. You also emanate a calm, grounded energy, not the blazing light of the sun, but the gentle radiance of the moon. You embody the essence of the high priestess, the energy of the moon, deep, intuitive, serene, and quietly powerful. These qualities create a magnetic pull that cannot be explained, a kind of enchantment that draws people to you effortlessly. They are captivated by you without fully understanding why. This is the nature of your allure, a mesmerizing, almost otherworldly charm. The Mountain card shows that you are not someone who opens your heart easily, or at least, from the perspective of others, you seem like someone who is not easily won over. They feel that reaching your heart is a challenge, something difficult, something that demands effort and patience. Both the lucky person and the one currently on your mind sense this. They see you as someone who is not easily attainable. Infatuation also appeared in this reading. It confirms that when someone tries to approach you, it feels like an electric current runs through them, a surge of intensity that's both thrilling and overwhelming. It's as if they've been struck by lightning, drawn in so strongly that they're exhilarated but also slightly afraid. There's a magnetic force around you that makes people want to claim you as theirs, yet at the same time, they fear getting burned by the intensity of what they feel. This kind of attraction is powerful, consuming, and unforgettable. And you, without even trying, are the source of that spark. You may be someone who naturally evokes deep, passionate love. And it is precisely because of this intensity that those who are drawn to you, including the one you're thinking of, as well as the lucky person who appeared in this reading, feel a sense of hesitation. A feeling that says, I shouldn't get too close to this person. I shouldn't touch this fire. And yet, they are irresistibly drawn to you. Even if their logic urges them to stay away, their hearts are pulled toward you with undeniable force. What's even more remarkable is that both individuals, the one currently on your mind and the person symbolized as the bringer of luck, are likely to express their feelings for you very clearly. They will not hold back. Their attraction will be revealed through direct, open, even bold expressions of affection and desire. That's what the cards are revealing about your aura. You are someone who awakens longing, someone others want to reach for, but who simultaneously stirs a sense of awe. Your emotional depth and intensity create a force that captivates and lingers. You carry a rare and unforgettable energy. Once someone sees it, they can't unsee it. This concludes the reading for those who chose Pile 3. I'm truly grateful that you stayed with me through to the end of the video. Today's reading is not just a message from the universe, it's also a bridge connecting us as we journey together in search of deeper understanding and emotional connection. If your heart felt touched by any part of this message, even just a little, please consider leaving a comment or a favorite emoji, just so I know you are here and that the message found its way to you. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel to support my work. Your presence is a priceless gift and a powerful source of motivation for me to continue sharing deeper, more meaningful readings with you. I'll see you again in the next reading.